James Nasser here with you as we get set for another series of Laredo Lemurs baseball. Lemurs taking on the host Joplin Blasters. We are in Joplin, Missouri, Joe Becker Stadium, here for a 3-game set with those blasted Blasters. Lemurs right now sit with a record of 20-17, second place in the South Division, game and a half behind the Wichita Wingnuts, who are 21-15. The Blasters 14-22 in the South, last place, 7 games out of first. Between them, Laredo and Joplin, you have the Texas Airhogs at 16-21 in third place, 5.5 out of the first place spot in the division. Lemurs have lost their last 2 ball games. That was against Sioux City. Both those games in that 2-game series. Managers have exchanged lineups and shaken hands. In the last 10 games, Lemurs are 5-5. The Blasters 4-6. The Wingnuts, who lead the division, 7-3 in their last 10 ball games. Leading the Central Division are the Gary South Shore Railcats. They have a 2-game lead over the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Gary at 20-16. And first place in the North Division, St. Paul Saints at 26-12, leading 4 games over the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, who are 21-15. Blasters taking the field. It means we're moments away from first pitch. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties with the camera here before the ball game, so we're on a little bit late with the first pitch, or with the pregame show. So we'll give you the lineups after the national anthem here at Joe Becker Stadium. All right, lovely national anthem. Let's get ready for first pitch here in Joplin, Joe Becker Stadium. Lemurs versus Blasters. Take your lineup for the Laredo Lemurs. First, leading things off, you have Drew Martinez in center field for the Lemurs. Batting second, Cesar Valera. He's playing shortstop today. Zane Chavez is behind the plate, batting third. Dennis Phipps in the cleanup spot. He's playing right field. Batting fifth for the Lemurs at second base, J.D. Pulfer. Leandro Castro bats seventh. He's in left field. The DH tonight is Abel Nieves. Castro bats sixth. Abel Nieves batting seventh, the DH. Batting eighth, Jesus Poso. He's at first base. And Jimmy Norris getting his first start of his pro career, batting ninth for the Lemurs. He's playing third tonight. Again, that's Martinez, Valera, Chavez, Phipps, Pulfer, Castro, Nieves, Poso, and Norris. On the hill for the Lemurs tonight, they're throwing Barrett Laux out there on the mound. For the Joplin Blasters, out there on the mound, they are starting Josh Hodges. Hodges this season for the Joplin Blasters is 2-3 with a 5.12 ERA, 7 appearances, 38 2/3 innings pitched. He has faced the Lemurs already once this season. Hodges out there on the mound, the right-hander getting ready to face the Lemurs lineup. Around the infield for him, you have Charlie Valerio behind the plate doing the catching. Over at third base, Geraldo Valentin. At short, Corey Morales. Second base is Mitch Glasser, and at first, they have a new player we haven't seen before, Edwin Gomez, playing first base. The outfield, left to right. In left, you have Axel Johnson. In center field, Oscar Mesa. And in right field, Luis Torrero. Drew Martinez, the center fielder for the Lemurs, digging in at the plate as we get ready for the first pitch here in today's ball game. In a 3-game series here with the Joplin Blasters. Martinez leading the team in batting average with a .271 average. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Here comes the pitch. Martinez going to take, called strike, 0-1. First pitch, 7:05. So scheduled for today. Here comes the 0-1 to Martinez from Hodges. Pitch outside for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Hodges out there on the mound, the 6'7", 235-pound right-hander. He last pitched against the Lemurs here in Joplin on June 15th, a couple weeks ago. Pitch swung on, grounded hard down the first baseline. It skips off the glove of the first baseman Gomez, and Martinez is going to round first and head to second, as it took a while for anyone to grab that ball in shallow right field in foul territory. They're going to go with an error, so an E3.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Cesar Valera.
Cesar Valera to the plate. Runner on second base for the Lemurs. They start things off very nicely here against Hodges, thanks to the error by the first baseman Gomez. Hodges in that one game against the Lemurs, he threw 7 innings, got a no decision and a 6-4 loss. That's the ball game. The Lemurs went 12 innings against these Blasters, and they came back against closer Winston Abreu, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. But Hodges gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts against the Lemurs. The first pitch to Valera, a swing and a foul towards the on-deck circle along the first baseline where the Lemurs are, 0-1. This season, Valera at the plate for the Lemurs, batting .231 in 20 games. He has 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. He saw his streak of back-to-back games with a home run end yesterday. He hit a home run in that second game in Sioux Falls, and then he hit a grand slam in Sioux City in Game 1 of that 2-game series. Lemurs here for a 3-gamer, though, in Joplin. Martinez at second getting a lead. Was out of the lineup yesterday, Martinez was, but back in there today, playing center field, his usual spot. Looking around him, gathering his surroundings as Morales and Glasser, no one holding him on at second. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, Valera taking down and in. 1-1. Again, Valera on inside pitch kind of lifted his hands. He hesitantly lifted the hands, though. Didn't just immediately spring them up high in the air like he usually does on an inside pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Hodges throwing from the stretch. Blasters going with their all-white uniforms. The pitch inside, and it'll hit Valera. He'll go on to first base. I don't know who the umpires are. I haven't gotten the list, although it looks like that might be Matt Herrera at first base. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Zane Chavez at the plate for the Lemurs. Batting .238 on the season in 10 games so far with Laredo. 1 home run, 6 runs batted in. Total of 10 hits in those 10 games. 7 runs scored. Also has walked 5 times. He's been doing a pretty good job of getting on base for the Lemurs here in his first handful of games with the team. I guess 2 handfuls of games. Fistful. The pitch to Chavez. First pitch taking up high for a ball, 1-0. Runners on first and second for the Lemurs here in the first inning. Big chance to score some runs early. Lemurs gave up 8 runs in the first inning yesterday to the Sioux City Explorers. Those 8 runs eventually were what cost them as they lost 12-5 in the ball game. 7-run loss. The 1-0 pitch. Chavez swings, fouls it back to the screen, and the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Some news elsewhere in the league. Hodges wants a new baseball. He'll roll that one to the dugout as Tyler Herron. That name sounds familiar. Well, Tyler Herron, the other best pitcher in the league. It was him and Matt Sergey going as the top 2 pitchers in the league, pretty much in strikeouts and ERA for the last couple weeks. Got picked up by the Mets. 2-1 pitch, swing and a line drive at the second baseman. It'll hit the ground. He did not catch it. Now in a pickle is Martinez. He'll slide into third base safely. So the ball bounced on the ground. It was a line drive, but it was diving right in front of the second baseman Glasser. He flipped to the bag at second to retire Valera. 4-6. So there's 1 out. Chavez will reach on a fielder's choice at first base. And Martinez, who was kind of hung up there, he didn't want to get doubled up if it was a line drive. Ran back to the bag at second, but was off the bag when they flipped it to the bag. So if he gotten all the way back, would have been tagged out. So he went on to third base. The throw was a little bit off, and he was able to get in safely. So honestly, that play, had he caught it, probably a double play ball. Had he just picked it up, flipped it to second, and they gone to first, also a double play ball. So it works out pretty much in the favor of the Lemurs here. Runners on the corners and one out instead of one man on and one out, or even a possible triple play opportunity there for the Blasters. But they only get one out of it. Dennis Phipps at the plate, home run leader for the Lemurs. The first pitch to Phipps, he takes up and in, and it comes and hits him. First pitch from Hodges, and Hodges and Phipps had some words the last time these two teams played. Valerio, the catcher, will put his arm around Phipps as he heads to first, and I'm not saying it was intentional, but they had some words a few weeks ago, and Hodges actually hit Phipps a couple weeks ago. Second hit by pitch of the inning.
Number 10, J.D. Pulford.
J.D. Pulford to the plate. Chavez moves up to second base. Bases loaded for Pulford. Pulford, the man you don't really want to play with the bases loaded right now if you're the opposing team. Pulford extremely hot for the Lemurs. Overall on the season, batting .253 with 2 home runs and 22 runs batted in. But over the last 10 games, Pulford batting .371 with a home run and 12 runs batted in. And over the last 5 games, batting .467 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Pulford taking outside corner at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. Bases loaded. You have Martinez at third, Chavez at second, Phipps at first. Martinez reached on an error. Chavez the fielder's choice after Valera was hit by a pitch, and Phipps was also hit by a pitch. 0-1 the count here to Pulford. The pitch. Pulford swings, grounds it hard up the middle. It'll hit off of the pitcher Hodges. The shortstop Morales grabs it, throws to first. It'll be a put out 1-6-3 of Pulford. But only the second out of the inning and an RBI for Pulford as a run comes across. Martinez scoring the game now 1-0. So Pulford hit it hard, and had Hodges not touched it, it might have gone into center and been a base knock. But a run still scores. Chavez moves up to third base, and Phipps over to second. Inning stays alive. Leandro Castro to the plate, left fielder for the Lemurs. Castro in 6 games this season, batting .280. He has 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter playing left field today for the Lemurs. Lemurs going with their black jerseys, gold lettering across the chest says Lemurs. Gray pants, gold letters on the back, or gold numbers on the back as well, outlined in that white. A little bit of white under the arms. Pitch called a strike. Castro lifted his arms in the air, thought it was inside, but it's a called strike, 0-1. As I said, the Blasters all white uniform, says Blasters across the chest in black, a little bit of gold on the outlining. Black hats with their Blaster logo and the gold brims. Lemurs and Blasters, very similar color combinations. The Lemurs both employing a gold color, although they're a little bit different of a gold. And then also liking to wear black and white. The 0-1 pitch, Castro taking on the inside corner again, throws his hands wildly up in the air, but he doesn't get the inside call, and it's 0-2. So Castro kind of hopping out, leaning back, throwing the hands up, trying to get that inside call, but nothing doing. 0-2 the count. Runners on second and third for the Lemurs as they try to score another run here. They lead 1-0 over the Blasters here in the top of the first inning. And the 0-2 pitch, Castro swings and hits one hard in the air into left center. Running back and into the gap is Mesa. He'll slow up, though, and make the catch. And there's out number 3. Run scores, Lemurs strand a pair of runners. We go on to the bottom of the first, 1-0, Lemurs leading the Blasters.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reductions store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
All right, 1-0. Lemurs putting a run up on the board in the top of the first. They do strand a couple of runners, but all things considered, it worked out for them. Jumping out to the early lead. On the mound for the Lemurs, Barrett Laux. Laux this season with the Lemurs has pitched in 2 games. He's 0-0 with a 0.75 ERA in those 2 outings for Laredo. The 6'5", 230-pound right-hander last pitched with an affiliated ball with the Iowa Cubs. He pitched earlier in this season with the Sugarland Skeeters in the Atlantic League. His last start, 7 shutout innings against Wichita, getting a no decision in a 3-1 win. Lemurs came back and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to win that game. He gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts in those 7 innings against the Wingnuts. At the plate, Oscar Mesa. It'll be Mesa, followed by Mitch Glasser and Charlie Valerio, first 3 batters for the Joplin Blasters. Laux fires away. First pitch, a called strike, 0-1. The rest of the lineup for the Blasters, batting 4th, Luis Torrero. 5th, Geraldo Valentin. 6th, Willie Cabrera. Edwin Gomez bats 7th, Corey Morales 8th, and Axel Johnson batting 9th. 0-1 the count here to Mesa. The pitch, Mesa swings, hits one in the air into left center. Moving over is Castro, and he'll make the catch in the gap as Martinez runs in behind him. 1 away. Mesa came into the ballgame leading the team in batting average, although just playing 10 games. He is batting .429 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. 1 away here for Mitch Glasser, who actually has the actual team batting lead because he's played in 35 games, batting .356 with 1 home run and 23 runs batted in. So Mitch Glasser at the plate, second baseman for the Blasters. Around the infield for the Lemurs, you have Zane Chavez behind the plate doing the catching. Well, Jimmy Norris was going to be playing third base, at least that's what I was told, but he's not. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Norris is at shortstop today. Over at third is Valera. Second base is Pulfer, and Poso's at first. The outfield, Castro in left, Martinez in center, and Phipps in right. The 0-1 pitch taken up high and away for a ball, 1-1. The lineup I was given had Norris at third, but that's not what they're lining up as. Glasser swings, grounds one towards Norris. He's at shortstop, taps the glove, throws to first, 2 away. Charlie Valerio, catcher for the Blasters. He's batting .315 in 29 games, 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Valerio, the catcher, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Barrett Laux. Laux, the tall right-hander. He's got that prototypical pitcher size, 6'5". The pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Blasters and Lemurs both coming in having lost their last 2 ball games. And not exactly on fire right now. Lemurs 5-5 in the last 10 games. Blasters 4-6. Pitch down and in, 2-0. So both teams trying to get things righted here. The Lemurs, they've been about 5-5 over the last 10 games for a little while now. They'll get one of those 3-game winning streaks, 3 or 4 game winning streaks, followed by a 3 or 4 game losing streak. Pitch down low for a ball, 3-0. So always whatever their last 10 games were, it always seems like they are not much above 6-4 as their best record over a 10-game time frame here in the last couple of weeks. 3-0 pitch, a get me over, a called strike, 3-1. We don't have a radar gun here in Joplin. I know Laux in his last start was throwing in the low 90s. Got it up to about 93 at one point. The shift on with Valerio at the plate. Swing, ground ball to the right of the bag at second where Norris will field it. The shortstop makes the play, and there's 3 up, 3 down inning here for Barrett Laux in the first. We go on to the second. Lemurs leading 1-0 over the Blasters.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today. Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering, L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries. Which led to, there's got to be a better way to look up words. Which led to the invention of spell check. Which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Beg your pardon, the designated hitter number 13, Abel Nieves.
Abel Nieves leads off the inning. Nieves, Poso, Norris, first 3 hitters here. The 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Lemurs here tonight in their order against Josh Hodges. Nieves DHing tonight, getting a day off from playing the field where he's been normally at first base this season. The pitch from Hodges, Nieves taking up and in for a ball 1-0. Nieves this season for the Lemurs batting .254, no home runs, 7 runs batted in. Pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Hodges trying to build on that performance he had on the Lemurs a few starts ago. Pitch low for a ball. 2-1. However, in his last start, he faced the Lemurs on June 15th. His next start was June 21st, which was his last one a week ago, and he did not pitch very well. The pitch on the outside corner called a strike, 2-2. I did get confirmation that Matt Herrera is at first base, but I don't know the rest of the umpiring crew. I can look back in my book the one time we had Herrera. Maybe the crew is the same. Occasionally they'll switch out a guy. But in his last start, Hodges, 4 1/3 innings pitched. A pitch a little bit down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to the man leading off the second inning. Lemurs up 1-0 over the Blasters. But in his last start, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 12 runs allowed, 7 earned, 9 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts for Hodges against Kansas City in a 16-11 ball game. The 3-2 pitch fouled away right side and out of play. Count still full. So we'll reset and do it again. Like I said, those 7 innings of just 2 runs in his start against the Lemurs, in which he got a no decision in, was a good one. But that last start, boy, 12 runs, 7 earned, 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Abel Nieves striking out to start off the inning here in the second for the Lemurs. Jesus Poso next to the plate. Poso playing first base today.
Now batting the first baseman, number 32, Jesus Poso. Fans, remember, Josh Hodges will strike out Jesus Poso.
Poso, the strikeout batter of the night.
All right,
However, unlike a lot of places, the strikeout batter of the night here is not a beer strikeout batter. It's a team store strikeout batter. They get 15% off at the team store tonight for a certain amount of time. Here comes the pitch to Poso. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Poso trying to hit that down and in pitch, but he just missed it on the off-speed stuff. Waiting on deck, Jimmy Norris, who got his first professional hit yesterday. A double in the 6th against Sioux City. Ended up scoring a run as well. Poso awaits the 0-1 delivery. Swinging a pop-up into shallow right field. Coming in is Torrero, the right fielder. He'll make the catch as Glasser and Gomez also went out from second and first respectively, but the right fielder Torrero making the play, and there's 2 away. Jimmy Norris, the third baseman. Norris, you wouldn't exactly call him tall. 5'6", 175. Went to the University of Texas at Dallas. He is a rookie, just finished playing there at UT Dallas this season. First start of his pro career. He came in the ballgame yesterday as a pinch hitter. Pitch called a strike, 0-1, or a defensive replacement, actually. He came up before his spot in the order was due up. He came in and replaced Phipps in the order, but did not replace him in the field. He went to short, and they rearranged a lot of things. But the pitch inside Norris, count 1-1. But Norris started all 44 games for the UT Dallas Comets at shortstop this past year as a senior. He hit .317 with 9 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. The pitch, Norris swings, grounds one right side towards the hole. Glasser, though, comes over, grabs it, spins, fires to first, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Lemurs at the plate here in the second. We go on to the bottom of the second, Lemurs leading 1-0 over the Blasters.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic.
To the plate, Luis Torrero, followed by Geraldo Valentin and Willie Cabrera against Barrett Laux. Laux will wind and fire, taking on the outside corner, a called strike. Torrero, righty against the righty, and Laux pitch outside. Torrero, a former big leaguer. He spent parts of 5 years in the big leagues. The most games he played in one season, that was in 2005 with the Diamondbacks. He played in 88 games. But over 5 years, he played in 243 games in the big leagues. The pitch swinging a foul back to the screen. in 5 consecutive years from 2003 through 2007. Just 5 games in 03, but his last year in 07, 61 games, playing with 3 different teams, starting with the Arizona Diamondbacks for 3 years, Baltimore Orioles for a year, and the Chicago White Sox for a year, in that order. A career .234 hitter in the big leagues in those 243 games, with a total of 14 home runs. 1-2 pitch from Laux after that foul ball, and it's outside just off the plate. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torero started his career in the Diamondbacks organization back in 1999. You say, wow, that's a long time. How old is he? He's 36 years of age. He's from the Dominican Republic. Torero swings, hits one down the right field line. That ball will be just foul. Count stays 2-2. Just a few inches foul there down the right field line. I thought that was going to land fair, but at the last second, just went a bit foul. That's good. He also played in the Cincinnati Reds organization at one point in 2010. Playing with a couple of teams, Carolina, the team in Carolina in the Southern League, the Carolina Mudcats, as well as the Louisville Bats, AAA. So AA and AAA there with the Reds organization in 2010. He made his first entry into independent baseball in 2009. He played with the Kansas City T-Bones when they were part of the Northern League. Started this year in the Mexican League. The 2-2 pitch inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count. As Torero leads off the first inning, 1-0. The score, Lemurs leading. This year, he only played in 4 games, though, in the Mexican League, where he was 4 for 12. Last year, he did play in the Mexican League as well with Saltillo. His pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen with Saltillo. He played in 42 games, hit .331 and 10 home runs. It's really good numbers for the Mexican League. There aren't usually a ton of home runs hit in the Mexican League by individual players. As I try to find the individual batting leaders for the 2015 Mexican League season. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. And the pitch, swinging a foul away to the right side, out of play. You had one guy last year in the Mexican League, Jafet Amador. He hit 41 home runs with Diablos Rojos del Mexico. Jorge Cantu, former big leaguer, if you recognize that name, was second in the league, though, with 25 home runs. The pitch swinging a high fly ball into shallow right. Coming in is Phipps. Pulfer going out from second. Phipps will make the catch, though, maybe only about 15 feet from the infield. And that'll finally end Torero's at bat. Yeah, Jafet Amador. I feel like that's a name I should know, but I don't. He's only played 2 years of affiliated ball in Houston a couple years ago. He's only 29 years old. He's played in Japan and Mexico. .6'4", 310 pounds. And they're in the Mexican League. But yes, 25 home runs, second place in the league. So that shows you guys aren't just dropping bombs all the time. The first pitch to Geraldo Valentin, low for a ball, 1-0. So if you can hit 10 to 20 home runs in the Mexican League, you're doing pretty well. Valentin this season batting .336, second on the team, 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Pitch swinging a little grounder to the left of the mound down the third baseline. Throwing wide is Laux as he comes off the mound to field it. The ball will go into right field. Phipps will come in to grab it, and moving up to second is Valentin on the throwing error. They're going to call it an error. At least for now, that's the ruling.
Here he is, folks. Welcome up your designated hitter, number 2, Willie Cabrera.
Willie Cabrera to the plate. The DH for the Joplin Blasters, Cabrera, leads the league in RBIs. He has 42, ahead of Josh Mazzola, who has 41. Cabrera, overall in the year, though, batting .309 with 7 home runs, best on the team, those 7 home runs. And that puts him just out of the top 5. Fifth in the league in home runs is Angelo Sonko with 8 for St. Paul. First pitch to him was low, 1-0. In fact, St. Paul with the players who are 2 players tied for 3rd in the league in home runs and 1 player who's in 5th in the league in home runs. Tony Thomas, Alonzo Harris, Angelo Sonko. Harris and Thomas with 9, Sonko with 8. 1-0 pitch to Cabrera. Check swing, but it's a called strike anyways, and count 1-1. Of course, Burt Reynolds leading the league in homers with 15. Josh Mazzola has 10 and is in second place. So 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Cabrera. Runner on second base. He's got an RBI opportunity here with a runner in scoring position. The pitch from Laux in the dirt. 2-1. Nice block there by Chavez. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Infield is shifted on Cabrera, so you have over at second base, or the second baseman, J.D. Pulfer, playing on the shortstop side of the bag at second, just by a few steps. And then deep into the hole is the shortstop, Jimmy Norris, there on the left side. Poso playing well off the bag at first. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Cabrera. He'll take low for a ball, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Cabrera and catcher Zane Chavez played together last year in Grand Prairie. We'll see if Chavez has any insight that he can help Laux out with when it comes to facing Cabrera at the plate. In fact, they were the 3-4 punch for a little while in that Air Hogs lineup last year. 3-1 the count. Laux from the stretch looks over at second base where Valentin gets a lead. Kicks and delivers. 3-1 pitch up high. The count, or that's ball 4. So Edwin Gomez to the plate.
Blaster pad. Let's make some noise to the first baseman, number 21, Edwin Gomez.
Gomez has played in 6 games for the Blasters, batting .273. He has 1 home run, and it was a solo home run. It's his only RBI of the year. 1 home run, 1 RBI. Gomez batting from the left side, pitch outside for a ball. 1-0. Gomez is a switch hitter, as the Blasters have 3 switch hitters in their lineup. Oscar Mesa, the out center fielder, Gomez, the first baseman, and Valerio, the catcher, all switch hitters. The 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Runners at first and second. Valentin at second, Cabrera at first. 1 out in the inning. Laux could use a double play ball here, get himself out of this inning. Kicks, delivers, swing, and a foul away off the screen. Count now 1-2. He did have a bunch of strikeouts in his last start, though. 9 so far, none today, but we're only in the bottom of the second inning. Lemurs did make an acquisition today. He signed pitcher Joe Testa, left-handed pitcher, been primarily a reliever in his career. 1-2 pitch, swing, and a little blooper into shallow left field down the line, and it's just foul. A couple of balls that were hit just foul down the lines here tonight, in this inning, in fact, by the Joplin Blasters. Count still 1-2 to Gomez. The runners will have to go back to their bases where they were before that pitch. Score 1-0 Blasters and Lemurs. Lemurs in the lead. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Barrett Laux throwing today. Ryan Beckman's throwing game 3 of this series. Still don't know who's throwing tomorrow. In fact, manager Pete Incaviglia doesn't even know who's throwing tomorrow. That was Matt Sergey's scheduled start. 1-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As I mentioned, Joe Testa just signed today, and his entire career has only started 21 games out of his 353 that he's pitched. Just a veteran. That's for sure. Laux, 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul away, left side and out of play towards the beer garden here. Count 2-2 still to Gomez. Sun starting the set. They start in the games now at 7:05 as they get into the heat of the summer here. In late June. They had been 6:30 start times, but now moving it back to 7:05 first pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Laux looking back at second, delivers a 2-2 pitch up high. Count now full 3-2 with 1 out, runners on first and second of a 1-0 game. Lemurs in the lead. Bottom of the second inning, Laredo went 3 up, 3 down in their top half of the second. They'll have the top of the order when they get to the third. No wind today. Flags resting at their flagpoles here at Joe Becker Stadium. And the pitch, swinging a line drive through the right side of the infield, being waved around home is Valentin. Phipps is going to fire his cannon arm plateward, and Valentin will stop and go back to third. A throw on the money. Had Valentin gone all the way home, he would have been toast. Suarez was giving him the windmill. I didn't see if he held up the hands or if Valentin stopped on his own, but Valentin certainly has seen Dennis Phipps, I'm sure, multiple times in the last couple of years when Phipps has been in the American Association, as has Valentin. Throw from the outfield. He's got one of the strongest arms in the league. And making a mound visit is Pete Incaviglia. And so Mike Meyer, the bench coach, but Ben Moore, the pitching coach, not making the mound visit. It's Pete talking with his whole infield out there, and now the home plate umpire making a visit out there to try and break up the meeting. Not really sure what the meeting is about. Pete's been looking at the ground for a little while, just playing around with the dirt at his feet. Now the rest of the infield slowly walking away. Pete taking his time, leaving the mound. But he will do so. Valera still is at the mound, playing around with the rosin bag. But he's done and will go back to third. At the plate, Corey Morales, the shortstop with the bases loaded and 1 away. Lemurs could use a double play ball here. You have Valentin at third base. Cabrera at second. And at first, Edwin Gomez. First pitch, missing for a ball, 1-0. On deck, Axel Johnson, the former pitcher who was a hitter in college. 1-0 the count. And they tried to make him a pitcher this year. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1. Morales on the season. Overall batting .212 with 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. He started the year with Fargo. So with his time in Joplin, he played 7 games with Fargo, 25 games so far with Joplin, batting .215 with Joplin. Pitch on the outside corner, called strike, where he's batting .215 with a home run, 7 runs batted in. 1-2 the count now to Morales after that last pitch foul in the outside corner. Runners getting their leads, no one holding anyone on. They are shifted for Morales to pull just a little bit. In the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Laux gets him with the fastball, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Laux trying to work out of this bases loaded jam. He had bases loaded, 1 out. Now there's bases loaded, 2 outs with the 9th batter of the order, Axel Johnson. Axel Johnson has played 6 games, started 4, batting .182, 11 at-bats on the year. He has 2 hits, 5 runs scored, has walked 3 times, so he's scored every time he's reached base. No home runs, no runs batted in. Runners continue to get their leads, and now Johnson's going to step out. Johnson, who, if you recognize the name, we were last here in Joplin, Missouri. Johnson was on the mound pitching for the Blasters, and, well, the left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter at the plate. First pitch, Johnson takes on the inside corner, 0-1. Johnson gave up a moonshot to now former Lemur Devin Harris. Harris hit one over the light tower there in left field. But now he's converted back to a position player. 0-1 pitch, Johnson swings, hits one against the first base dugout, against the netting in front of it, the little fence. Count 0-2. He was late on that fastball. Let's see what Laux goes with. After first two pitches, heaters, Laux with an excellent fastball in there in the low to mid-90s. 0-2 the count. Trying to get the strikeout, end the inning, and strand the bases loaded. Laux to the stretch. Or from the stretch comes set, kicks, and the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul away, right side again, but this time up and out of the ballpark. 0-2 the count remains. Axel Johnson might have one of my favorite names in the league, though. Laux nods, agrees, drops his hands to his stomach, looks, kicks, and the 0-2. Inside and low. 1-2 now the count. Laux still ahead of Johnson. He's got his work cut out for him. Johnson, who went to Missouri Southern University. He is from Joplin, Missouri. 6'4", 205 pounds. He's 23 years old. Played outfield at Missouri Southern. He actually went to TCU for a year. 1-2 pitch. Down and in. Count 2-2. Two and two the count. Johnson went to TCU in 2012. And the 2-2 pitch from Laux on its way. Swing, ground ball towards the shortstop Norris. He'll field it, flip to Pulfer at second. Inning over. Bases left loaded. We go to the top of the third. Still 1-0. Lemurs leading the Blasters.
Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce.
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
Drew Martinez at the plate, top of the order for the Lemurs. Here as they go against Josh Hodges. First pitch called a strike to Martinez. 0-1 the count. Lemurs leading 1-0. Laredo scoring a run in the top of the first. So far, the only run of the ball game. From the stretch, Hodges lifts the leg, fires plateward. Martinez taking on the outside corner. Another called strike, and it's 0-2. Martinez today, 0 for 1 today. He reached on an error in the first inning to start off the ball game and then ended up scoring the first and only run of the game so far. The pitch to Hodges. Out from Hodges, outside, count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count here to Martinez. Martinez, who likes to slap balls away with 2 strikes on a regular basis. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a line drive up the middle and into center. Base hit for Martinez on a 1-2 pitch. So no battling here. Martinez just singles. Bringing up Cesar Valera to the plate, playing third base today for the Lemurs.
Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Cesar Valera.
Umpires today, you have, along with Matt Herrera, Mike Jarbo, and Ethan Moore. I think Jarbo's behind the plate and Moore at third base. Ethan Moore, a new umpire. We got a new umpire in the last ball game. Up and in, the pitch to Valera. Valera was hit by a pitch his first time up, ducking out of the way of that one. So runner on first base, no outs. Valera was put out there in the first inning on a fielder's choice. A ball that, well, was a little tricky. Honestly, it probably had potential to be a triple play ball, but they only ended up getting 1 out of it. Certainly an easy double play ball. Last pitch called a strike, 1-1. The last few years, I've seen 1 triple play here in the American Association. I think there have been a couple of them, though. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul away. They're pretty rare. 1-2 the count. Over at first base, Martinez. On the year, Martinez with a total of 9 stolen bags. He's been caught 4 times. Those 9 steals, good for first on the team. Although he doesn't have the highest stolen base percentage, that would belong to Alvaro Rondon, who is 8-0 in stolen bag attempts. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen, and it's still 1-2. Martinez faked like he was going to go steal on that last pitch, but he ended up going back to the bag. Blasters actually have 2 hits in the ball game. They hit 2 singles there in the first, or in the last inning in the second. An infield single by Valentin on a little swinging bunt of sorts. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Hodges in the dirt. Runner moving here to second. The throw is wide. Actually sliding into it was Martinez, and it hits him in the leg. He's in a little bit of pain there. Now he's going to have to walk it off a bit. Got him in his left leg, it looks like, as he's kind of extending that leg, walking all funky. He waves off the training staff, though. A little stinger. You can see him grimacing. It's got to hurt a little bit at least, of course. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here to Valera. So that pitch in the dirt. Martinez now at second base in scoring position with no outs. And the pitch taken, it's in the dirt, and the ball will get away from Valerio a little bit, and going over to third on the wild pitch is Martinez. So Martinez now at third base. And the count 3 balls, 2 strikes to Valera. Valera checked his swing, almost went through the zone, but managed to hold up. Time call by Valera. Valera has shown the ability to hit the ball pretty well into the outfield. In fact, they're playing pretty deep there in the left. Johnson keeping everything in front of him. 3-2 pitch. Valera swings, hits one, a little flare into left center. That ball's going to fall in for a hit. Valera with his first hit of the ball game, and coming home and scoring on the single is Martinez. And the catcher, Valerio, checking on Martinez, make sure he's okay as he gingerly jogged in. Of course, he advanced on that wild pitch to third, so clearly nothing really too bad hurting him as far as impeding his abilities.
Now batting the catcher number 9, Zane Chavez.
RBI single, 2-1 the score now. Lemurs add to their lead. Runner on first base. Zane Chavez to the plate. Chavez today reached on a fielder's choice earlier in the ball game. The pitch to Chavez outside for a ball, 1-0. Hodges hasn't walked anyone. He's hit 2 batters, though, today. He's gotten a couple of full counts, though, on the evening. The pitch, Chavez swinging a miss. Kind of chased it a bit low. The count 1-1. Runner on first, no outs for the Lemurs. On deck, Dennis Phipps. Phipps, the blaster killer, was hit by a pitch his first time up. He hit 3 home runs the last time we were in Joplin. That coming in the first 2 ball games of that series. Off and moving on the pitch is Valera, swinging a ground ball towards the first baseman, Gomez. He'll field it, take it to first himself, and there's 1 away on the 3 unassisted. But Valera does move up to second successfully since he was moving on the pitch. And the runner on second base for Dennis Phipps. So he's got a runner in scoring position for him.
Number 55, Dennis Phipps.
Phipps, the right-handed hitting right fielder for the Lemurs, former big leaguer. Awaits the first pitch. He's going to swing and miss. 0-1. He was hit by the first pitch from Hodges earlier in the ballgame in his first at-bat. Over at second base, Valera getting a lead. Hanging around the bag. Just behind it is Glasser as the infield. Oh, Glasser, I think he has shifted a bit for Phipps to pull. Looking over, claps the glove, leans in behind second, but the pitcher Hodges is going to throw plateward, and it's in the dirt, blocked there by Valerio. And will roll through that right-handed batter's box between Phipps' legs. Count 1-1. Top of the third, Lemurs up 2-0 over the Blasters. It's the Lemurs' first lead in a couple of days. They never led yesterday against Sioux City. And they haven't led ever since the bottom of the 5th on Sunday, when the Explorers tied it up and eventually won it in the 12th. Pitch on the outside corner called a strike, 1-2. So their first lead. Obviously that came in the first inning, though. They got the 1 run there in the top of the first. Their first lead in about a game and a half. 1-2 the count. Laredo with 2 hits already in the inning. Runner at second base. The pitch, swing, a fly ball, a little looper into right center. That's going to fall for a hit. And the right fielder, Torero, the veteran player out there lifted his glove up like he was going to catch it, and it made Valera kind of freeze over there halfway between second and third. And he'll advance to just one bag there, going over to third on the single by Dennis Phipps. So 4 batters and 3 singles here in the third inning for the Lemurs so far. Valentin going to come over from third base, talk to his pitcher Hodges. Runners on the corners. J.D. Pulfer at the plate. Had an RBI ground out his last time up. 0 for 1 today. Hit it off the pitcher. It was then grabbed by the shortstop, whose only play was at first base at the time, when the Lemurs had the bases loaded. So another chance here for an RBI as he's driven in one of the 2 runs right now. Lemurs lead 2-0. Phipps over at first gets the lead. Hands on his knees, throw over to first. He's back standing. Over at third base is Valera. Phipps with 5 stolen bags this year, no caught stealings. I do believe Torrero, the right fielder, and Phipps spent a year together in the Reds organization. Had to pull up Phipps's years to see if they were actually on the same team, but they were definitely in the organization at the same time. Swinging a pop-up and over the screen behind home plate. Count 0-1 to J.D. Pulfer. But Phipps in, what was Torrero in there? 2010, Carolina and Louisville. Phipps in 2010 played with Carolina and Lynchburg. So their paths probably did cross at some point in that 2010 season, also both from the Dominican. The 0-1 pitch popped up, foul and out of play. And a lot of those guys do know each other, talking to Phipps about guys he knows from the Dominican who are in the big leagues, or who have played in the big leagues. He seems to know an awful lot of them, or to at least have met them. So I'm sure a guy who played in his own organization, who's also from the Dominican, I'm sure their paths have crossed at some point. Phipps at first base getting a lead. Over at third, Valera. 0-2 the count here to Pulfer as he tries to extend his 16-game on-base streak. Hodges from the stretch delivers the 0-2. Swing and again foul, back up and over the screen. Count stays 0-2. Lemurs starting a new series here. Their third series in, well, I guess their third different series in 4 days? Of course, they're starting their third series in 5 days. But Saturday they were playing Sioux Falls, Sunday, Monday, Sioux City, and here today, Joplin. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Hodges inside, and it'll roll up the third baseline, tipping off the glove of Valerio. 1-2 now the count. Take a look around the American Association scoreboard next inning. But a lot of teams still continuing the series that they had going on yesterday. Not too many new ones out there. There were 4 games yesterday, including the Lemurs. Nodding out there on the hill. Hodges, he agrees with the pitch. 1-2 the count, the delivery. Swing, ground ball down the third baseline, hit hard. Valentin goes to second with it. The relay to first is in the dirt, and it's held on to by Gomez. A 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. The run does not count as Valera crossed home. The double play nullifies it. And we go on to the third, but the Lemurs already did plate a run there that inning. They lead 2-0 over the Blasters.
House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba-da, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Number 6, Oscar Mesa.
Oscar Mesa leads off the inning for the Joplin Blasters here at Joe Becker Stadium, bottom of the third. Lemurs leading the Blasters 2-0. Laredo with 3 hits in the ball game, all those hits coming last inning, although they only led to 1 run. Laredo stranded a pair of runners. Laux winds and delivers the pitch to Oscar Mesa leading off the inning. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Mesa, the leadoff hitter, center fielder for the Blasters, has been a welcomed re-addition once he came off the disabled list to this Blasters lineup. Swings, grounds one right side, scrambling over his Pulfer. He fields it, throws to first, 1 away. Mesa now 0 for 2 in the ball game. He flew out to left his first time up, this time grounding out to second. Blasters with 2 hits. They did rule that 1 hit by Valentin, a little swinging bunt of sorts. Down the third baseline, a hit. Certainly was a tough play. I have no beef with that decision. Probably would have done the same thing if I had to make the call, especially if it was at home. Mitch Glasser at the plate now, 0 for 1 in the ball game. The pitch on the outside corner, curveball called a strike, 0-1. Glasser among the top 10 in hitting. He sits in 5th place in the league in batting average. 0-1 pitch, called a strike. 0-2. In fact, he's tied for 4th. 356 average, tied with Brian Bistain of the Texas Air Hogs. And boy, this just isn't fair. Winnipeg with 2 of the top 3 hitters in the league in batting average. 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3 on the fastball. Glasser goes down looking, 2 away. Second strikeout of the ball game for Barrett Laux. Blasters had the day off yesterday. In fact, they had 2 days off in a row. Charlie Valerio at the plate, 0 for 1, grounded out to short his first time up. Infield shifting on the left-handed switch hitter. Well, the switch hitter batting from the left-handed side. Yeah, Winnipeg, Adam Heisler, 3rd in the league in batting average, and David Rome leading the league in batting average. Pitch called a strike to Valerio, 0-1. Although Glasser, they're 5th in the league, or tied for 4th actually. Cabrera leading the league in RBIs. Glasser also 2nd in the league in on-base percentage. Low and in for a ball, 1-1 now the count. Glasser actually leads the league in hit by pitch. J.D. Pulfer in that top 5 though, tied for 4th with 6. St. Paul with a couple of guys in the top 5 there. And Nate Hansen and Angelo Sonko. 1-1 pitch, swing, ground ball down the first baseline, but foul. It'll roll towards the Lemurs dugout there on that first base side, and the one count now 1-2. Touched on a little bit about another player getting picked up into affiliated ball this year. Mets purchased the contract of the Red Hawks' Tyler Herron, and the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heron, who was leading the league with a 0.80 ERA, had 5 wins. Was tied for third in the league with 47 strikeouts. Threw a one-hitter earlier this year. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, right side. Backhanding it's Pulfer. He'll tap the glove, throw to first. 3 up, 3 down inning. 2 groundouts and a strikeout here in the third for Barrett Laux. On the mound, he continues to be excellent out there for the Lemurs. We go on to the fourth. 2-0 the score. Lemurs leading the Blasters.
Party gets going. Drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light, which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarrias.
Leading off the inning for the Laredo Lemurs, Leandro Castro. Castro playing left field tonight for Laredo, followed by Abel Nieves and Jesus Pozo. Lemurs up 2-0. Both runs actually being scored by Drew Martinez tonight. Castro, right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher in Josh Hodges. Castro 0 for 1 today, flew out to center. First pitch from Hodges. Castro is going to swing at it, hit it foul left side out of play. Popped up high into the air. Oh, 0-1 the count. The pitch, Castro swings, hammers one into left center. That ball's hit well. It'll fall in for a hit. Mesa fields it, throwing it to the infield. Castro, though, slides into second with a double. Leadoff double for Leandro Castro to start off the inning.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 13, Abel Nieves.
By the way, Tyler Heron makes 19 players in 2016 out of the American Association to sign on with an affiliated ball club. A couple of them, though, during the offseason, are right there at the very beginning of the season. In fact, Angelo Sonko, I believe it was during the offseason. He's back already with St. Paul. Didn't get out of spring training. Swinging a line drive right to the right fielder, Torrero. He'll make the catch. And there's one out on the inning as Abel Nieves lines out to right. He hit it well, just right at the outfielder. So really, once the season started,
Number 32, Jesus Pozo. Fans, and Pozo strikes out. That is 50% off all items in the merchandise store for 15 minutes. Courtesy of
There's been 12, I believe, by my count, since the season actually started playing, beginning with Alex Sogard. 3 of them Lemurs. The pitch to Poso, swing, ground ball into the third base dugout. Blasters players duck and cover. They all scramble around. Well, not all of them, a couple of them. Hiding from that hard hit grounder off the bat of Jesus Poso, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Runner on second, 1 out in the inning. Poso was in the lineup yesterday, went 0 for 3 with a walk. So he did reach base. From the stretch, Hodges looks back at second. Second baseman Glasser creeping in. Now a spin and throw to first, or throw to second. Glasser not even near the bag. He was well behind the bag, just a couple steps in from the outfield grass. Castro didn't even get 2 seconds before he turned around and kind of ducked, not wanting to get hit by the ball. He knew no one was near the bag, so he didn't have to get on it right away. He was only about a step away. No balls, 1 strike. Castro getting a lead. The pitch, Poso is going to take inside for a ball, 1-1. Other players getting picked up this year. Sioux City had, or other teams, Fargo's had 2 players. Poso swings, fouls one again into the third base dugout. That one a rocket on a line. Actually just missed. It went up and out of the dugout. A fan got it. They're all ducking. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Since that season started, we've had Ryan Court and Noah Perillo of Sioux City, a couple of infielders. The pitch to Poso swings, and he laces a line drive into left center. It'll fall for a hit. Castro is being waved around home. The throw from Mesa will be not cut off. It goes all the way to the plate. Poso with an RBI single. Scoring is Castro. The throw was not in time to get him. 3-0. Lemurs lead the Blasters. Nice work by Poso. He hit a couple of hard foul balls into the dugout, and then finally connected on one, hitting it straight, this time into left field. Left center. The Lemurs with 3 players picked up. Air Hogs with 1. I said Fargo with 2 players joining the affiliated ranks. Sioux City with 2. Gary with 1. And Lincoln with 1. Sorry, Gary with 2. Lincoln with 1 and Wichita with 1. The pitch taken high and away. 1-0. Jimmy Norris, the batter, 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to second his first time at the plate. He has a 1-0 count on him here. Jesus Poso at first base getting a lead. 3-0. Lemurs lead. 5 hits in the ball game so far for Laredo. Pitch inside to Norris in the count 2-0. Norris, other notable accolades in his career, he was 29 for 36 in stolen bases, becoming, the pitch swung on and missed, the all-time the ASC leader all time. .41 runs scored and 30 runs batted in, which I think that was just his senior year. Excuse me, but he did become the ASC all-time leader. 2-1 pitch, Norris taking down and away, 3 balls and 1 strike. So yes, 29 stolen bags in 1 year. He's honorable mention for All ASC and a 2-time second team All ASC. Played 1 year at McMurray University. 3-1 pitch, Norris taking low, ball 4. Draws himself a walk here. Poso moves up to second base. Runners on first and second, and new pitching coach for the Joplin Blasters, Alberto Castillo, going out to the mound to have a chat with Josh Hodges. And if you recognize Castillo's name, well, that's because he was actually one of the bench coaches for a little while, and then was activated, became a first baseman, as he was a former big league pitcher. Started his career, though, as a position player. He played first base for a few ball games against the Lemurs. Now with, in fact, their old pitching coach, who was also their closer, Winston Abreu, a former big league pitcher as well. He left for Mexico the other day, going in to pitch in the Mexican League. So they needed a new pitching coach, so enter Castillo.
Number 4, Drew Martinez.
Drew Martinez at the plate, top of the order. Martinez has reached twice and scored twice. 2 of the 3 runs for the Lemurs. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame, though. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. He reached on an error in the first inning. Over at first base is Norris. Poso at second. 0-1 the count to Martinez, who singled his last time up on a line drive to center. The pitch to Hodges. Martinez swings, hits one down the left field line, but foul. It'll bounce into the beer garden. Count 0-2. Hodges with the 0-2 pitch. Martinez swings, fouls one up off the screen right in front of us. Count still 0-2. Martinez, in his last at-bat, hit a 1-2 pitch into center field against Hodges, showing the ability to hit with 2 strikes. Runners again getting their leads. Martinez comfortable there in the box as he awaits the 0-2 pitch. Hodges with the pitch. Martinez swings, lines one down the third baseline, and it's just foul. Out of the reach of Valentin at third. He stretched for it, but he couldn't quite get it. Count 0-2 still. So we'll do it all over again. Lemurs with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning in game 1 of this 3-game series. Hodges standing tall on the mound. In a relaxed position, comes set after getting the sign from his catcher Valerio. Focused in, the 0-2 pitch, up and away for a ball on the fastball. Count 1-2. I apologize for not being able to see third base. My angle doesn't really allow me to do much there with the camera. I have it as wide as it can go. I figure more plays happen at first than happen at third as far as outs go. So you'll want to see that. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball into the air and to the left. Moving back a couple steps and now to his right is Johnson. He'll make the catch. And there's now 2 away. Still runners on first and second for the Lemurs. And Cesar Valera to the plate. With 2 outs and the bases loaded a couple days ago, Valera hit a grand slam.
Number 6, Cesar Valera.
Valera, right-handed hitter against the righty Hodges. Poso off the bag at first. Hodges was off the mound and made like he was going to go throw at him, but Glasser wasn't near the base. Valera today 1 for 1, hit by a pitch and has an RBI single. The pitch, Valera taking low for a ball, 1-0. Valera singled in the 3rd inning on a full count pitch. At one point was down 1-2 in the count, fouled off a couple of pitches, and then got himself his hit. Lemurs with a run in the first, a run in the 3rd, and now a run here in the 4th, trying to add to the lead. We've had men on base each of those innings, leaving runners stranded as well. Try not to do so here again. 1-0. Valera swings, hits one off of his leg. And the count 1-1 now. He's going to be in some pain over there off to the side. try and walk it off. Count now 1-1 to him. That's why a lot of guys wear some kind of armor there. In fact, Valera today, I just noticed, Valera doesn't have his pant legs tucked into his socks today. He normally has his pant legs tucked into his socks right at the knee. Today the pant legs go all the way down to his feet. 1-1 the count. The pitch to Valera. Swing, ground ball down the third baseline, but foul. Count 1-2. On deck, should Valera reach, Zane Chavez. Valera awaiting the pitch from Hodges as he comes to a set out there on the mound. Runners creeping off the bags. Hodges looks back at second, the 1-2. Swing and a fly ball into right center. That ball dropping quickly, but getting there faster was Torrero, the right fielder. He makes the catch as he was playing in, and that's the third out of the inning. Lemurs leave a pair of runners stranded, but they do score a run. In large part thanks to a leadoff double by Leandro Castro. And the Lemurs go to the bottom of the fourth, leading 3-0 over the Blasters.
Post that photo and tag the Blasters at Joplin Blasters.
The number one choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
Barrett Laux on the mound for the bottom of the fourth. Lemurs leading 3-0, giving him a lead to work with here today. Some good run support. Not a ton, but definitely some.
Blaster fans, let's welcome up the right fielder, number 27.
It'll be the cleanup hitter, Luis Torrero, leading off the inning for the Joplin Blasters, former big leaguer. Torrero, right-handed hitter, right fielder for the Blasters. Barrett Laux winds and delivers the first pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, 0-1. Torrero flew out to right field after fouling off a bunch of pitches. He was down 1-2 in the count, ended up drawing a full count and fouled off 2 pitches with a full count before finally flying out to right field. 0-1 pitch, low for a ball. The count 1-1. Take a look at the American Association scoreboard as promised. Wind in the 1-1. Torrero taking down and away 2-1. In Lincoln, the Salt Dogs trailing 5-1. They're in the top of the 8th. Started a little bit earlier today. Top of the 6th in Winnipeg. T-Bones there playing the Salt Dogs, leading 5-1. 2-1 pitch up high. 3 balls and a strike. Winnipeg at home against Gary South Shore. The Railcats leading the Gold Eyes 6-1, top of the 6th. So Railcats at the plate there in Winnipeg. Sioux City Explorers on the road against the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks, top of the 6th there. 3-1, finds the zone, a called strike. Count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Torero. The Redhawks, though, leading the Explorers 2-0. Over in St. Paul, the Saints trailing the Sioux Falls Canaries by a score of 6-0, bottom of the 5th. Sioux Falls with the worst record in the league, the Saints with the best record in the league. And right now, it's definitely in the favor of the Canaries. 3-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball right side down the line. It's drifting into foul territory and out of play.
All right, Blaster fans, as a whole
count still 3-2. Yeah, the Saints 26-12, and the Sioux Falls Canaries 12-23. Canaries have lost 3 in a row. Saints have actually lost 2 in a row, but are still 7-3 in their last 10 ball games. 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch to Torero. A check swing. It was up high, no appeal. He didn't come close to the zone. There's ball 4. Second walk of the ball game issued by Laux. Bringing Geraldo Valentin to the plate. 1 for 1 with a single today. A weekly hit single. Certainly wasn't hit hard. Elsewhere in the league, in Wichita, battle of 2 of the other South teams. The Texas Air Hogs trailing the Wichita Wingnuts 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Laux delivers the pitch. Valentin taking low for a ball, 1-0. It's like someone is throwing in the Lemurs bullpen right now. Can't quite tell who it is. Maybe Troy Marks. 1-0 pitch, called a strike. 0-1. There's a fence with like a tarp sign over in front of it, and it goes up pretty much to the shoulders of most guys. 1-1 pitch, swing, ground ball down the third baseline, just foul. Count 1-2 to Valentin now. Runner on first base, no outs. Lemurs with 5 hits in the game, Blasters with 2. So right now, with the Wingnuts leading the Air Hogs, that means if the Lemurs win today, they will still be a game and a half out of first. Should the Wingnuts hold on. There's a swing and a shallow hit ball in the right, coming in a few steps and stopping is Phipps. And there's out number 1. Phipps reared back with his arm. I think the ball was still in his glove, though, like he was going to try and throw to first and gun down Torero. But he wasn't going to do that. I don't think he was even holding the ball. Willie Cabrera to the plate. Torero still at first base. He was off the bag, though, as the ball was caught. Willie Cabrera, 0 for 0 today. He walked his first time up on a 3-1 pitch. Laux on the mound. Torero getting a lead. First pitch, Cabrera swings, grounds it back up the middle, but waiting for it behind the bag is Pulfer. He'll touch second, throw to first. End of the inning. A double play ball. The 4 unassisted to 3. And we will end the 4th inning here in Joplin. 3-0. Lemurs lead the Blasters. Top of the 5th next.
All of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo. For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the...
Number 9, Zane Chavez.
Zane Chavez leading off the inning for the Lemurs. Chavez the catcher for Laredo. So far today, Chavez 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, though. Lemurs leading 3-0. They've scored a run in each inning except for the second. The pitch, Chavez taking outside for a ball, 1-0. The second inning, Lemurs went 3 up and 3 down with the 7-8-9 hitters. 1-0 the count. Chavez lefty against Hodges the righty. The pitch down low for a ball, 2-0. No more activity in the Lemurs pen now with the Lemurs at the plate. And Laux getting through the inning thanks to the double play ball. Of course, Ryan Beckman is coaching first base today, in case you were wondering. 2-0 pitch, swing ground ball down the first baseline and just foul. It hugged the line the whole way. Count 2-1. Of course, standings right now, not a huge deal. We're still not even halfway through the season. Lemurs have played 37 games. Wingnuts have played 36 games. Airhawks 37 games and Blasters 36 games. So those are your South Division games played. 2-1 the count here to Chavez. I had the pitch from Hodges. Low for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. And well, if you followed the team last year, the Lemurs made a few acquisitions right there at the trade deadline with 20 games left of the season. And that helped push them into the playoffs and win the championship for them. So you never know, something like that could happen again. Not that they're not in the division race right now. Pitch outside, and there's ball 4. Lemurs with the leadoff runner aboard here in the 5th. But that just means it doesn't really matter as long as you're in the race. Anything can really happen right now. The Lemurs certainly in it. The Joplin Blasters, though, they're 7 games out, and certainly plenty of time, but you start to run out of time at some point, and right now is a critical series for them as they take on the Lemurs and then the Wingnuts. Come to town, they take on Wichita. So a critical 7-game stretch here. I think they have a 7-game, might be 6 games for the Joplin Blasters. Pitch up high as they trail the Wingnuts by 7 games. They can't afford to get swept or even go down with 1 win. They got to probably finish 500 through those games. Pitch swung on, grounded foul down the left, or down the third baseline. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pull up the Blasters' schedule here. Yeah, right now they've got this 3-game homestand with, or 3-game home series with the Lemurs, and then yes, the Wingnuts come to town for 3 games as well. Pitch fouled away. Count still are now 1-2. So 6 games at home, all against the top 2 teams in the South Division for Joplin. And if they were to lose all 6 of those, well, you're looking at being down possibly 10+ games with almost the halfway point of the season. Pitch up high for a ball, 2-2, as they'd be about 42 games in, so nearing the halfway point. Of course, for the Lemurs, they've got some critical games up too. They go play on the Texas Airhogs and Wichita Wingnuts on the next road trip. 2-2 pitch outside for a ball. First 20 to 30 games or so this season. The key is to just stay in the hunt, which the Lemurs certainly have done. And then you start getting to the tough stretch there of the middle of the season, game 40 to about 60 to 70. Pitch inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Hodges. Maybe game 50 to 80, somewhere in that frame. You have about 20, 30 games, and those are all important. You got to stay in it, but you got to make some strides there. Certainly stay within a game of other teams, and then have that big push at the end. Sometimes you have to make up ground. The Lemurs right now, not really any ground to make up. Only down a game and a half to the Wingnuts. So, but right now is the big thing for the Blasters. These next 20 games or so, they're going to have to make up some ground. Get within about 3 to 5 games there to have a good shot at the end to make the push. Bunt laid down the third baseline. A perfect one by J.D. Pulfer. Everyone's safe. Pulfer with a bunt base knock, his first hit of the ball game. So after back-to-back bunts, or back-to-back walks, Lemurs have the bases loaded thanks to a beautiful bunt by J.D. Pulfer. Right down the third baseline, it rolled up on the grass, and once it was on that grass, it was staying there. The only chance it had was if it were to hit the lip and then get pushed the other way off the lip. And now Alberto Castillo, the pitching coach, going to make a mound visit as there's now some activity in the Blasters bullpen. For the Lemurs, we will go home for just 3 days, and we will take on the Texas Airhogs at home. So the Airhogs going to have to make the trip from Wichita all the way down to Laredo. Would have been a shorter trip to just go from Grand Prairie to Laredo, but they're coming from Wichita or even Amarillo to Laredo for a 3-game set. And then we'll go up to Wichita and then on to Amarillo to again face off the Airhogs. So we've got out of our next, well, including this series, 4 straight series against a divisional opponent. So certainly a big stretch of the season right here where you definitely want to come out on top above 500, and certainly as many games above 500 as possible. We're trying to start off right here tonight. And with the bases loaded, Leandro Castro at the plate would be a great opportunity to give some insurance runs here in the first game of that stretch. Bases loaded. At third, you have Zane Chavez. At second, Dennis Phipps and J.D. Pulfer at first. The first pitch, Castro swinging at it, hitting it into the air to left. Coming in is Johnson. It'll bounce in front of him, and he'll have no play to get anyone. Everyone halfway except for Chavez at third was tagging in case it was caught. And it's a single for Leandro Castro. Back-to-back hits after back-to-back walks. A run scores, and the Lemurs lead 4-0 now over the Blasters. So Pulfer now at second base as Castro singles, reaching first, and at third base, Dennis Phipps. And now Gabe Suarez, the manager, going to come out to the mound, and that'll be a pitching change. We'll have the new pitcher for you when we come back. Bases loaded for the Lemurs. Still no outs in the inning here in the top of the 5th. Laredo leading 4-0 over Joplin.
Value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite. We invented light beer. And you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
New pitcher in the ballgame, Nate Carter. Carter, 6'3", 190 pounds, rookie. Pitched with the Gateway Grizzlies from Boca Raton, Florida. Played at Florida Southern University. Started his career in the Tigers organization, Gulf Coast League, in 2014. Started this year in Gateway in the Frontier League. 10 games pitched all out of the pen, going 2-2 with a 5.56 ERA. Facing off here against the Bell Nieves. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Carter, this season so far with the Joplin Blasters, he's got an 0-1 record in 3 appearances with a 14.54 ERA, 4 1/3 innings pitched. And there's a balk move. Carter balks and everyone advances. So Phipps scores. Going up to third is J.D. Pulfer, and up to second, Leandro Castro. So bases no longer loaded. Lemurs leading by a score of 5-0 now. With the Bell Nieves at the plate, 1-0 the count. Still 2 men in scoring position for him here. Jesus Poso on deck. Righty versus righty. Carter with the pitch. Outside, goes to the backstop, past the catcher. And that pitch well wide. The first pitch was a little bit wide. Over at third base is Pulfer. He wasn't going anywhere. Not chancing it. That ball bounced off the padded wall behind home plate and came back a little ways. Carter out there throwing the heat. It doesn't really look like he knows where it's going, at least those first 2 pitches. Peering in. Reminds me of what we watched on the bus last night on the way here to Joplin. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone for a strike. Ducking out of the way was Nieves. 2-1. I guess there's multiple movies where there's guys with fastballs that have no clue where they're going. Rookie of the year, it starts out, he doesn't have any idea where it's going. 2-1 pitch, called a strike, 2-2. It wasn't Rookie of the Year, though. We have watched that one already. Major League, you have Wild Thing. He doesn't know where it's going. He eventually kind of figures it out, I guess. 2-2 pitch, Nieves down and away, taking 3-2. Full count. It wasn't Major League either. And then you have Nuke Lelouch from Bull Durham. That is what we watched last night. Lelouch finally figuring it out, how to control the fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count, the pitch. Breaking ball swing and a line drive into right, but it's right at Torero. Pulfer not coming home as the big leaguer fires plateward. So for the second time, Nieves hits it on a line to right, but it's right at Torero. So there's now 1 out on the inning. No sac fly as Pulfer not chancing it. The ball wasn't hit too deep. 1 away. Jesus Poso at the plate.
Let's make some noise.
Poso punished the Blasters the last time we were here, getting a couple of home runs in that series. The pitch, Poso taking high for a ball, 1-0. Poso, in the last 10 games, though, he struggled a bit. He's played in 6 of them. He's got just 2 hits. 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. No home runs. 2 for 14 with a good for a 143 batting average. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner called a strike. 1-1. Over the last 10 games, that batting average is worst on the team. Although Dennis Phipps, second worst over the last 10 games. He's just 5 for 34, 147 batting average. 1-1 the count here to Poso. The pitch, swing and a miss. On the curve ball, and it's now 1-2. Right now, the last 10 games, best hitters for the Lemurs. Nieva's actually batting .308 over the last 10 games. He's hit the ball well tonight, just right at a couple of guys. And there's a swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt. Poso's going to head down to first base to throw in time. And 2-3 the put out after the strikeout. And there's now 2 outs in the inning. Runners on second and third. Carter coming in, and aside from the balk move, so far he's done a good job of keeping the Lemurs off the board. Lemurs have yet to actually drive in a run since he came in. Jimmy Norris to the plate. Pitch to Norris, missing for a ball, 1-0. Norris today 0 for 1 with a walk. Josh Hodges goes 4. Actually, just 4 innings. That's removed in the 5th with no outs. The runners on base are his credit, and Norris swings and hits one in the air to left center. Coming over from center field is Mesa. He'll make the catch, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. So Carter comes in, does his job, and gives up just the 1 run on the balk. And we go on to the bottom of the 5th. Lemurs strand another pair of runners, but they add 2 more. They lead 5-0 over the Blasters.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reductions store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light, which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes.
Edwin Gomez.
Edwin Gomez leading off the inning for the Joplin Blasters here at Joe Becker Stadium. On the mound, it's still Barrett Laux, and while the Lemurs have scored in 3 straight innings, and here in the bottom of the 5th, they lead 5-0 over the Blasters. First pitch to Gomez, low for a ball, 1-0. And not only have they scored in 3 straight innings, they've scored in all but 1 inning here tonight. That 1 inning they did not put a run up. The second they scored as the pitch called a strike. Count now 1-1. Lemurs plated 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the 5th. The 1-1 pitch, Gomez swings, lifts one in the air to left. Running back is Castro. That ball hit well. Castro gets over his head, lands in the grass. And heading into second base is Gomez with a double. That ball burned Castro. He was playing pretty shallow. And he kind of lost it up there in the sky, taking a bad angle. Leadoff double.
All right, fans, let's welcome up your shortstop, number 5, Corey Morales.
Lemurs up 5-0. Here in the 5th, Corey Morales at the plate. First pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. Laux still on the mound. Trying to see if there's any activity in the Lemurs pen. I don't see anyone throwing. There was someone warming last inning, but no one brought in. The pitch, Morales taking down and away for a ball, 1-0. Morales 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging his first time up. At the plate for the second time tonight, here in the 5th. Last time out, Laux swings ground ball towards the second baseman Pulfer. He'll scoop up, throw to first with it. There's one away. Runner at second, Gomez reaching third. Laux threw 7 innings his last time out against Wichita. 7 shutout innings.
Let's welcome up the left fielder, number 7, Axel Johnson.
Axel Johnson at the plate. Laux, though, had 9 strikeouts that game. Just 1 here tonight so far. Or sorry, 2 here tonight. Axel Johnson at the plate, 0 for 1 today. Hit into a fielder's choice that ended the second inning. A pitch to Johnson. Swing and a foul away, left side out of play. Johnson playing left field for the Blasters. He's still listed on their roster as a pitcher. At least on the roster they gave me. Check the online roster, see what they have there. On point streak, they put him at pitcher or hitter. 0-1 the count to Johnson. The pitch from Laux. Swinging a ground ball through the right side under the glove of a diving first baseman there, Poso, into right field. The shift was on. Actually, the shift was on for the left-handed hitting left fielder Johnson to hit the opposite way, as he's been late a lot against Laux, but he managed to pull that ball. Didn't hit it super hard, but just hard enough and just out of reach of Poso. It's an RBI single for Axel Johnson. And the Blasters are on the board. 5-1 the score. Oscar Mesa at the plate. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Mesa today 0 for 2 in the ball game. It's now 5-1, no longer a shutout. Still no one throwing as the Lemurs have a 4-run lead here. Pitch blocked as it was in the dirt by Chavez. 1-1 the count to Mesa. Still no word on who's pitching tomorrow for the Lemurs. Ryan Beckman, game 3 of the series. 1-1 pitch, Mesa, swing and a miss. 1-2. However, pitching for Joplin tomorrow, that'll be Noel Arguelles, followed by Alex De La Cruz for game 3. 1-2 pitch from Laux. At the knees, called strike 3. Mesa leans back, doesn't agree with the call, but he'll head back to the dugout. Third strikeout of the ball game for Laux. 2 away. Mitch Glasser 0 for 2 with the strikeout. To the plate, 2 outs, runner on first base. That runner, Axel Johnson. Glasser, who's been one of the best hitters in the league, at least as far as contact is concerned, at the plate. Lemurs up 5-1. 4 hits in the game for the Blasters now, and 7 for the Lemurs. Each team with an error tonight. The pitch from Laux, called a strike, 0-1. Laux looking sharp again tonight. He's gotten into trouble a couple of times, but he's managed to work out of it. He's just giving up the 1 run here this inning after a leadoff double. 0-1 the count. Laux delivers. Glasser will get plunked. That ball came up and in. Looks like he's grabbing his hand. Training staff coming out. Laux throws a pretty hard fastball in the low 90s, so you get hit by that in the arm or the hand. It looks like he's favoring his left side. Gabe Suarez saying something to the home plate umpire. I don't know what. Glasser, they thought they were calling Glasser over to the umpire, but he's nice. He was calling Matt Herrera, the first base umpire. The umpiring crew tonight is Herrera at first, but I don't know exactly. I think Mike Jarbo's the home plate umpire, and Ethan Moore is the other umpire. I think he's at third, but I know Herrera is at first base. So they will meet. I'm not sure if they are thinking that that was a hit by pitch on purpose. Maybe that's what Suarez was saying. I didn't see them warn the benches after the first hit by pitch or actually the second one, which was a Phipps. Maybe they're questioning whether it hit the bat or his arm. Clearly they're checking on him. I don't know if they're trying to say it's a foul ball or if it's a hit by pitch. Don't know what the question is right now. And now the first base coach coming in for the Blasters. He's not happy. Not sure who the first base coach is. He turned a bit. I think it's Dennis Valeria. Gabe Suarez talking to the umpires. The home plate umpire is back behind the dish. It's the base umpires now they're talking with. Both Glasser and Johnson are standing over at first base as Glasser still being attended to by the training staff for the Blasters. And now the home plate umpire can come out. And Suarez, you can tell he's slowly shaking his head, swaying around. And it looks like Glasser is headed back to the plate. I'm not sure. I guess they're calling it a foul ball. Glasser's going to have to be at the plate. I guess they're going to call it a foul, saying it hit his somewhere on the hands, which I guess count as the bat. I've heard the hands part of a bat rule, and then I'm trying to look it up. I'm seeing that it's actually considered not part of the bat. Well, there's some differences. Now it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter as Glasser unable to swing a bat. As he walks into the dugout, I see the home plate umpire with a notepad. His little scorecard notepad to make substitution adjustments. Laux throwing a couple of pitches there to Zane Chavez to stay loose. Sergio Leone, the only other player on the Blasters bench. Oh, Will Soto. They have a couple of infielders on the bench. They've got a lot of infielders.
Blaster band, let's make some noise. Pitch hitting number 4, Sergio Leone.
But it is Sergio Leone to the plate. So the count, I think, will be 0-2. With 2 outs, Sergio Leone at the plate. And the pitch, 0-2. Leon will come up and in, and he'll get hit. And still no call. He'll go down to first. Back-to-back pitches well up and in to the Blasters. Maybe both benches getting warned here. The home plate umpire walking between the runner and the pitcher, Laux. That one will be a hit by pitch. And now Ben Moore's going to go out, and he's going to talk to Laux. Runners on first and second, 2 outs in the inning. Charlie Valerio at the plate. After this mound visit, it's a quick one. Moore already walking back off. Things have been chippy between these two teams in the last series, which was here in Joplin. Two Laredo batters have been hit by a pitch already this game. That was in the first inning. I don't know if it's retaliation, but no one came out of the dugout for the Blasters. Fans were unhappy, though. Charlie Valerio at the plate, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Switch hitter batting from the left side. The pitch from Laux, swing and a foul tip back into the glove of the catcher, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Laux with the pitch. Called a strike, 0-2. You can hear Ryan Murphy. He says he doesn't think the hit by pitch were intentional. I'm not going to say they were intentional. I don't know, quite frankly, if they were or weren't. We'll go with that they weren't. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Blocked by Chavez. He'll grab it. Now throw to first and complete the putout. Second strikeout of the inning. 4th of the ball game for Laux. That'll end the inning. We go on to the top of the 6th. A run did score for the Blasters, though. It's 5-1. Lemurs leading the Blasters.
Promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite. We invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care 1 athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
All right. Top of the inning.
Batting the
It's the
center fielder,
sixth.
number 4, Drew Martinez.
Drew Martinez at the plate for the Lemurs, top of the order. Nate Carter still on the plate, or on the mound for the Joplin Blasters, as he came in relief of Josh Hodges. Well, we'll see if there's any retaliation this inning after the two batters hit by a pitch. First pitch on the outside corner, called strike 0-1 to Martinez. Martinez 1 for 3 today. He has reached twice, once on an error, once on a hit, and scored twice. 0-1 the count, the pitch. Outside for a ball. The count 1-1. Lemurs leading 5-1. The pitch from Carter, swing and a foul away, up and over the screen. 1-2. The Blasters don't seem to think that those hit by pitch were intentional. That's kind of where I lean towards. If they thought it was, I'm sure they probably would have thrown at them. They do that. Things have happened like that already this season, so wouldn't surprise me if they deemed that they were. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball inside. Moving out of the way, Martinez, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Carter with the pitch. Swing and a pop-up left side of the infield to right at the bag at third. Making the catch is Valentin right on the line in fair territory. 1 away.
Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Cesar Valera.
Valera at the plate. The pitch from Carter called a strike to Valera, 0-1. And the pitch from Carter, Valera taking up high for a ball, and the count 1-1. Valera today 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, singled, drove in a run, and has flown out. Carter from the stretch. Darkness has descended here in Joplin. The pitch down and away in the dirt. 2-1. Waiting on deck, Zane Chavez. Five to 1 the score. Lemurs with a string of 4 straight series against a South Division opponent. 2-1 pitch, swing and a hard one hopper at the third baseman, Valentin. He'll scoop it up and throw to first as that ball bounced right in front of him, making the play. He didn't have to really move anywhere. 5-3 the putout. 2 away.
Now batting the catcher, number 9, Zane Chavez.
Zane Chavez at the plate. Chavez today 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And the pitch from Carter. Chavez swings at the first one, hits it in the air, high into left center. Mesa and Johnson converge. It'll be Johnson, the left fielder, calling for it, making the catch. 3 up, 3 down inning for Carter. We go on to the bottom of the 6th. Lemurs lead 5-1 over the Blasters.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
my personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner.
Stepping up to the plate, leading off the inning for the Joplin Blasters, former big leaguer Luis Torero. The pitch, Torero taking on the outside corner, called a strike, 0-1. Here in the 6th inning, Torero 0 for 1 today with a walk. Laux still on the hill for the Lemurs as he continues to pitch well here in a Laredo uniform. The 0-1 pitch, Torero taking down and away for a ball. Count 1-1. Lemurs did not score in the top of the 6th, so their streak of 3 straight innings scoring in the ball game comes to an end. 1-1 pitch. Torero swings and flings the bat into the seats. Hits one row of seats and then goes up a couple rows and hits into a fan. Now they'll toss the bat down. I'm sure it has some scratches on it. Did hit some concrete there at the end, but they're still going to run it out to Torero and have him check it out, giving him some extra pine tar. So 1-2 the count to Torero. He gets his bat back, good enough for him to use. His bats are incredibly hard. They have to be able to hit 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball and not just splinter on contact. Of course, they will break sometimes if you hit them on the handle, of course. Are those barrels? Incredibly tough. I've seen multiple bats, though, here at Joe Becker go flying into the seats. 1-2 pitch. Laux firing low. And outside for a ball. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Laux delivering, swung on by Torero. Up into the air, shallow left. Calling for it's Castro as he comes in a long way, calling off Jimmy Norris. And there's out number 1. One away. Geraldo Valentin to the plate, 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Let's make some noise for your third baseman, number 12, Geraldo Valentin.
Valentin, the third baseman today for the Joplin Blasters. Four hits in the ball game for the Blasters so far. Valentin with one of them. A called strike, 0-1. In fact, Edwin Gomez has 2 hits. And Axel Johnson with the other. 6th inning of work here for Barrett Laux. One away, the pitch, swing and a little looper, but it's into shallow right center. Only about a step onto the grass. Making the play is Pulfer. And there's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Blasters in the bottom of the 6th inning. Willie Cabrera to the plate, 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
Designated hitter number 2, Willie Cabrera.
Cabrera today. That walk came in the 2nd. He ended up being stranded at second base in an inning in which the Blasters loaded the bases with 1 out in the 2nd and didn't score any runs. Laux working around the jam. Now the pitch to Cabrera taken for a strike. Upper portion of the zone on the outside corner, 0-1. Lemurs yesterday had 9 hits and 5 runs. Today, 7 hits and 5 runs. So they continue to hit the ball well here. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and a hard hit ball down the left field line, but that will be well foul. Out near the batting cages there, here at the ballpark. 0-2 the count to Cabrera, who does lead the team in home runs. To the count, 2 away, no one on. Still no wind really blowing here at the ballpark. 0-2 pitch, down and away for a ball. Cabrera not chasing. 1-2. Infield is shifted for him to pull. Even the outfield is as well. Laux peering in. Wind and deliver the 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by Chavez. Count 2-2, evens up. It's the 7th. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. We're on the AA. At the plate in the 7th inning, the Lemurs will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. Phipps pull for Castro. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch by Laux. Up high for a ball. Count now full, 3-2. Lemurs looking to take game 1 of the series. The last time we were here, the Lemurs lost game 1. Then took the next 2 games from the Blasters, winning the series 2-1. And the pitch from Laux. Swinging a foul away, right side, out of play. So we'll redo that 3-2 pitch. No action in the Lemurs pen, and why would there be with 2 outs and no one on? Laux nearing 100 pitches here in the ball game. We'll see if he goes into the 7th or not. Last few ball games, Lemurs pitchers have thrown over 100 pitches. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down inning for Laux as he starts racking up the Ks here in the middle innings. That is now 5 strikeouts for him in the ball game. We go on to the top of the 7th. Lemurs with a 4-run lead, 5-1 over the Blasters.
That changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
batting the right fielder, number 55, Dennis Phipps.
All right, Dennis Phipps leads off the inning against Nate Carter. Phipps righty against the righty Carter here in the top of the 7th. First pitch, swing, and a foul tip back to the screen. 0-1. Phipps today, 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and walked today, scoring 1 run in the ball game. Now the 0-1 pitch, Phipps with a big swing and a miss at the breaking ball. 0-2. Nothing in 2 to count to Phipps. Carter peering in, coming set on the mound, setting up outside the catcher Valerio. The pitch down and away. 1-2. Lemurs up 5-1. Looking to extend the lead here with their 4, 5, 6 hitters. Phipps, Pulfer, Castro at the plate. Phipps with a swing and a miss, strike 3. Striking out for the first time tonight. Carter gets his 2nd strikeout of the evening. And there's 1 away. J.D. Pulford to the plate. Pulford today 1 for 3 in the ball game with a single and an RBI. He actually drove in a run on a ball that he grounded out on. He did extend his on-base streak. He's now reached in 17 straight games. Of course, he had that hit streak broken up as it only went to 14 games. But he has reached in 17 straight. Here comes the first pitch. Pulfer swinging, grounding it towards the shortstop on a couple bounces. It's Morales backhanding, throwing to first in time to get Pulfer 6-3. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down. And Leandro Castro, who is 2 for 3 in the ball game, to the plate. Single and a double, a run scored. Castro actually just throwing on his batting gloves. I don't know that he was actually standing on deck. I didn't realize maybe he was at the plate yet.
Now batting the left fielder, number 18, Leandro Castro.
Leandro Castro digging in, tapping the dirt off his cleats as he gets ready. Singled in his last at-bat in the 5th, doubled in the 4th, flew out in the 1st to end the inning. 2 outs here, trying not to end the inning. Nate Carter firing low for a ball, 1-0. Backing out of the box was Castro on that first pitch. Castro was the last batter to face Josh Hodges, the starter today. He singled, and that brought in, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Pitch low for a ball, 2-0, bringing in Carter out of the bullpen with the Blasters after that single. Two balls, no strikes. Taking outside of Castro, 3-0. Castro being patient at the plate. So 3-0, waiting on deck. Abel and Nieves if Castro reaches. There's ball 4. 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Carter couldn't find it.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 13, Abel Nieves.
Abel Nieves to the plate. Today, Nieves has yet to reach. He's actually hit a couple of line drives out to right field, but right at Torero. He's hit them well, and he struck out once today, so 0 for 3, but he's seeing the ball well, which is good news for the Lemurs. He had 2 hits yesterday as well as a sac fly. The pitch low, but it's in the zone for a strike, 0-1. I mentioned earlier, Nieves right now batting 308 in the last 10 ball games, although in the last 5 games batting 250. But those are, well, the 250 just a little bit lower than his actual batting average this season, a 254 hitter. 0-1 the count, runner on first base. 2 outs in the inning. Castro a lead. The pitch low for a ball. The count 1-1. Lemurs will be looking to hold on to the lead here in the later innings. Looks like someone is throwing in the Lemurs pen, or has been, not actively throwing. Pitch called a strike. They're probably warm already. Count now 1-2. You can see someone standing up where the catcher spot is in the bullpen, as well as off the back of the mound. No one really actively throwing. Pitch outside, count 2-2. So probably a move to the bullpen next inning, whether it's at the start of the inning or partway through. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base, Castro gets the lead. Curveball up high for a ball. Valerio faking a throw to first. And the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Castro will be moving on the pitch with 2 outs in the inning and him being at first base. From the stretch, Carter kicks the leg. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on, grounded right side through the hole. Castro is rounding second. He's headed to third. Fielding it right now is Toreto, and he'll get the ball into the infield. Going first to third is Castro. Nice work there by Nieves. That pitch was actually, I think, out of the zone, but he knew he could hit the ball, and with the runner moving, hitting it through that right side of the infield, he could push Castro all the way to third. Jesus Poso to the plate. Poso today 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th inning. Now a mound visit by Alberto Castillo, the pitching coach for the Blasters. Don't see anyone throwing in the Blasters' pen, but they might start here in a minute. 2 outs in the inning, though. Nate Carter has done pretty well here tonight. He came in, retired the first 3 batters he faced, followed by the next 3, and then the first one here in the 7th. Had 7 straight retired at one point. Actually, 8 straight retired at one point. Retiring the first 2 batters this inning before walking Castro and now giving up a single to Nieves. Poso at the plate. Runners on the corners. Mound visit is done. Nieves at first, Castro at third. Lemurs looking to add to their lead here in the 7th inning. Pitch to Poso, curveball called a ball, 1-0. A little bit high, 1-0. Poso with a hit today, broke his hitless streak. 1-0 pitch, taking a breaking ball, called a strike this time, 1-1. He had got a hitless in his last 5 games. Of course, I say that. He was a defensive replacement, didn't see an at-bat or see a plate appearance against Wichita, so it doesn't really count, so 4 games. And another game against Wichita was a pinch hitter. There's a called strike in the count 1-2. So that, honestly, you can't really count that. You get 1 at bat. His last 3 full games, though, hitless. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Poso swings and hammers one foul down the left field line. The count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a little early on the breaking ball. Poso, though, hasn't hit a home run since June 16th. It was 16 days ago, just over 2 weeks. Or sorry, 14 days ago, so exactly 2 weeks. And guess where that was? Up here in Joplin tonight, he went 3 for 5. The pitch, Poso swings, hits one softly down the third baseline. Fielding in fair territory is the third baseman. The throw to first is wide. In fact, it hit the first baseman, Gomez, and he's in pain. The Lemurs trainer, Jojo Villarreal, coming out as that ball, I guess it went into the dugout. His play is immediately stopped. I didn't see where the ball hit him. The throw from Valentin. Poso will get a single. I think they're going to rule it with an RBI. Scoring is Castro. And now the training staff's looking at first baseman Gomez. It's like they're looking at his left arm, his glove arm. Couldn't quite see exactly what happened. But Gomez looks like he's headed to the dugout. So the Blasters going to have to use another substitution. So coming into the ball game now looks like Kai Arell. Kai Arell, C-I-E is the first name, Arell the last name, A-R-E-L-L. So Gomez heading out.
Coming in, number 9, Kai Arell.
Arell was one of the coaches and was just activated recently the other day. By the way, Sergio Leon is at second base when he replaced Glasser a couple innings ago. So runners at second and third as the ball left the field of play. Jimmy Norris at the plate, taking down and away for a ball, 1-0. Going up to second on that errant throw, though, was Poso. I guess, or either the ball was grabbed. The play stopped really quickly. I don't know if the ball left the field of play or if they had grabbed the ball and time was called due to the injury. 1-0 the count. Norris at the plate today, 0 for 2 with a walk. Chance here to drive in a couple runs. 6-1 the score. Lemurs in the lead over the Blasters. Kyrell in over at first base. 1-0 pitch. Inside for a ball. The count 2-0. Norris batting ninth in the order today. Playing shortstop today. Carter firing away, 2-0 pitch. Norris taking curveball that finds the inside corner, and it's a 2-1 count now. Carter peers in with those long black sleeves under his white jersey. Swing around ball up the middle. That ball will squirt on through into the center. Being held up at third is Poso. Scoring is Nieves from third as Poso goes from second to third. And it's a 7-1 ball game. Second hit of the season for Carter. Or for, not for Carter. Carter's the pitcher for Norris. And he gets an RBI.
Now batting the center fielder, number 4.
Which for Norris, his first RBI of the season and his first RBI of his pro career. Top of the order, runners in the corners for the Lemurs. Poso at third, Norris at first. At the plate, top of the order, Drew Martinez. 7-1 the score, Lemurs leading the Blasters. Carter delivers the first pitch to Martinez outside. 1-0 the count. 10 hits now in the ballgame for the Lemurs after that hit by Jimmy Norris, including 3 straight this inning. Carter with the pitch, up high for a ball. Valerio looks over at first but doesn't throw. Count 2-0 to Martinez. In fact, the 2 runs and 4 batters who have reached this inning have all done so with 2 outs. After a strikeout of Phipps and a ground out by Pulfer, Castro walked on 4 pitches, followed by Nieves, Poso, and Norris singles. Pitch down and in, 3 balls, no strikes. Norris getting into the lead at first base. Poso a little bit off the bag at third, and the 3-0 pitch on the outer half of the plate, a called strike, 3-1. Martinez taking all the way there. Was actually backing out of the box a little bit as the pitch was being delivered. Carter from the stretch. And the 3-1 swung on and hit to the left side. Foul territory and will slice out of play into the beer garden. And the count full, 3-2. So Norris will be moving on the pitch with 2 outs in the inning. Lemurs leading 7-1 over the Blasters. So Norris at first, not being held on. Getting a lead here with a 3-2 count. 2 outs in the inning. Top of the 7th. The pitch, there goes Norris. Pitch inside. And there's ball 4. Moving out of the way was Martinez. And he heads down to first. Bases loaded as Norris moves up to second. Second walk of the inning, and now Valentin going to come over from third and have a chat with his pitcher.
Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Cesar Valera.
Cesar Valera to the plate. Valera today 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch, a single, and an RBI single. Valera, last time he had the bases loaded and 2 outs, hit a grand slam up in Sioux City. See what he does here. The first pitch, Valera is taking, call a strike. The lower portion of the zone, 0-1. That was 2 days ago on Sunday, Valera did that. It was a 2-0 pitch that he hit out to left field there at Lewis and Clark Park. 0-1. The pitch, curveball in the outside corner, called a strike. Count now 0-2 to Valera. He's going to have to protect here as Lemurs lead 7-1 over the Blasters. Over at first base, Drew Martinez. At second base, Jimmy Norris. And at third base, Jesus Poso. The pitch swing, ground ball, left side, foul. And the count's still 0-2. Waiting on deck, Zane Chavez. Chavez, the only batter who has not seen a pitch this inning for the Lemurs in their order, as it was led off by the cleanup hitter, Dennis Phipps. Carter appearing in ahead 0-2 here against Valera. From the stretch, delivers. Outside, just snagged by Valerio. And the count 1-2. Valera not chasing at that pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, Valera taking in the dirt. It goes back to the screen. Poso's going to try and score on the wild pitch. The throw to the plate is not in time. And Poso safe. Well, I think the throw beat him, but the tag was actually behind the plate. As we have a perfect view here. He had the tag over the middle of home plate, so when Poso slides in, he touches the corner first and then slides into the glove. So he technically touches home plate before he touches the glove. Count 2-2 to Valera. Everyone moves up on the wild pitch. So Martinez now at second base. Norris at third. And the pitch in the dirt on the breaking ball. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Valera. And Poso scores on that wild pitch, obviously. Boy, Poso trying to score on a wild pitch, it's a gutsy move. Poso not known for his speed. And he managed to come in there and score. 3-2, the count to Valera. Carter delivering 8-1 the score now. The pitch up and in, ducking was Valera as that pitch went over his head. And there's ball 4, 3rd walk of the inning. 2nd in a row, and the bases are now loaded once more. And now there's going to be a mound visit. Looks like there is some action in the bullpen, and it's Gabe Suarez coming out, so we'll probably have a pitching change. Boy, things went sideways quickly for Nate Carter after retiring 8 straight batters once he came into the ball game. With 2 outs here in the 7th, have not been able to get out a hitter in the last 6 batters. As new pitcher in the ball game, Carter leaves. We'll have the new pitcher for you here in a moment. When we return, Lemurs up 8-1 over the Blasters in the top of the 7th.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is
All right, Jason Zardowski in the pitch for the Blasters. If you recognize that name, Lemurs fans, well, you should, because he pitched for the Lemurs for a few games in Laredo. In fact, he was with the Blasters. They released him. The Lemurs picked him up, pitched a few games with Laredo, and then the Lemurs released him, and the Blasters picked him up the other day. He's into the ball game with the bases loaded, and Zane Chavez at the plate. Zardowski, the right-hander, from the stretch. And they'll fire away to Chavez. First pitch on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Zardowski on the year, total between Laredo and Joplin, 1-0 with an ERA of a 13.09, 7 appearances, 11 innings pitched. The 0-1 pitch, Chavez taking low for a ball, 1-1 now the count. Although I heard those stats are a little skewed because the last time he was in, whoever was scoring the game over in wherever they were, not here in Joplin, I'm not going to throw that place under the bus. I know where it was. 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled away. They did a poor job, and they have him pitching extra when he shouldn't have. It was against the Air Hogs. That spoiled it. 2 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 earned. It was more like an inning and a third, I heard, and I think it was 2 runs allowed. The outing before that was actually against Joplin when he was with the Lemurs. He gave up a run in 2/3 of an inning. 1-2 pitch. Zardowski in the dirt, blocked by Valerio. Count 2-2. Zane Chavez, the last batter in the Lemurs lineup to hit this inning. 3rd batter in the order. Last 2 batters have walked. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zardowski from the stretch. Bases loaded. And the pitch. Chavez swings, grounds one towards the middle. That ball will be fielded by the second baseman, Leon. He'll flip to second, but it's not in time. Safe is Leon with an infield single. Another hit in the inning for the Lemurs. They have 11 on the night. As the runner at first, Valera quickly got to second, giving RBI to Chavez as well. Inning continues. Lemurs lead now 9-1.
Number 55, Dennis Phipps.
Dennis Phipps to the plate. Norris scoring from third. So you have Martinez at third, Valera at second, and Chavez at first here in the 7th inning. And Dennis Phipps, who led off the inning at the plate. The first pitch from Zardowski. Phipps taking up and in for a ball, 1-0. Zardowski this season has walked a total of 9 batters in his 11 innings. From the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch, Phipps taking low for a ball. That'll get past Valerio, but no one moving. And the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. Zardowski, who stands 6'5", 207 pounds. 2-0 pitch from Zardowski. Phipps taking low and away. 3 balls, no strikes. The count. Bases are loaded, so a walk would mean another run for the Lemurs. Phipps waving the bat behind his head as he awaits the 3-0 pitch. He backs out of the box. It's a called strike. Could have told you Phipps was going to back out of the box. He does that quite regularly, especially if there's a 3-0 count. If he knows he's not going to swing at a pitch, he'll just take a couple steps, stay back to the edge of the box. 3-1, Phipps with a big swing, trying to hit one out of the ballpark, but he'll miss, and it goes back into the glove of Valerio. Count full, 3-2. Runners will be moving on the pitch 2 outs, bases loaded. Martinez at third. Valera at second. Chavez at first. Zardowski comes set on the hill, and the pitch. There go the runners. 3-2 called, strike 3. Phipps started walking to first. I think he knew it was the third strike, although he'll look back at the home plate umpire on his way back to the dugout. And that'll end the inning. Lemurs strand the bases loaded, but they score 4 and have blown this game wide open. It's now 9-1, Laredo leading Joplin on to the bottom of the 7th here at Joe Becker Stadium.
Service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at driscollhealthplan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Kai Arell leads off the inning for the Joplin Blasters. The pitch, Arell taking up high for a ball, 1-0. Arell in the ball game as he came in for Edwin Gomez. Swings in the next pitch, fouling it off. Count 1-1. Came in when Edwin Gomez left with an injury on a play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guerrero from the stretch, the new pitcher in the ball game for the Lemurs. Harold Guerrero, pitch called a strike, 1-2. So Barrett Laux' day is done. 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 innings. He gave up 1 run, it was earned, and had a total of 5 strikeouts. Pitch missing for a ball, 2-2.
Let's make some noise!
2 balls, 2 strikes to Arell. Just activated the other day. He was one of the coaches. Actually seeing his first action of the season. He steps out of the box. 2-2, called strike 3. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Take a look around the American Association here in a moment. Just a little bit about Kai Orell. Went to Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri. 27 years of age. Played last year with Joplin, but just in one game, had one at bat. Was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 2014 played in the Pecos League, where he hit .361 in the Pecos League for Raton Osos. Here comes the pitch up high for a ball to Corey Morales, 1-0. Around the rest of the American Association, though, you have a matchup in the South Division between the other two South Division teams, 4 teams in each division. 1-0 pitch, swinging a hard hit, line drive to left center. It's grabbed by Martinez on the bounce. And for Morales, his first hit of the ball game. Runner on first, 1 out in the inning, and Axel Johnson to the plate, left-handed hitter.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7, Axel Johnson.
So 2 South Division teams here. You have the second place team and the last place team going at it, Lemurs and Blasters, respectively. Lemurs in second, Blasters in last. Lemurs leading 9-1. And then you have the first place team versus the third place team. In Wichita, the Wingnuts in first place. They lead 6-2 over the third place Texas Airhogs. Top of the ninth there, so the Airhogs down to their final at-bats. 0-1 the count here to Axel Johnson after the first pitch, a called strike. Final in Winnipeg. Gold Eyes fall at home to the Gary South Shore Railcats 8-1. Swing ground ball left side towards the hole. It'll tip off the glove of the third baseman Valera and roll into left field. As I think Norris may have had a shot at it in the hole, but Valera tried for it, tipped off his glove, and Norris running the opposite direction of him as they were converging, tipped it beyond Norris in the left. That'll be a base knock for Axel Johnson, his second hit of the ball game, 2 for 3. Morales moves up to third base, does Morales. Aggressive there on the base pass. Oscar Mesa to the plate. Center fielder for the Blasters. 0 for 3 in the ball game. So yeah, Gary winning 8-1 on the road in Winnipeg. Over in St. Paul, the Saints trailing 9-4 to the Sioux Falls Canaries in the top of the ninth. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Matchup between the worst team and the best team in the league. Canaries, the worst record, leading, though, by 5. 1-0 the count. Guerrero from the stretch. Kicks some fires. Called strike. 1-1. Mesa moved the bat a bit. Didn't swing, though. I think he's mad that he didn't swing. So look at that game for Sioux Falls. They've just hit the ball all over the place, except for Osney Guillen, who is 0 for 3, and that pitch a swing and a miss in the dirt. And Cameron Monger, who's 0 for 5. Guillen at least has 2 walks in the ball game, but everyone else getting in on the action. Big nights for Perez and Schmidt, 2 guys we didn't see when we were up in Sioux Falls. A couple guys they've added. I think Perez played the last game we were there. Guerrero from the stretch, 1-2 count. The pitch to Mesa. Switch hitter batting from the right side for the first time tonight and pitched down and away for a ball. And the count now evened up 2-2. Elsewhere in the league, Lincoln falling at home 6-1 to the Kansas City T-Bones. That game just took 2 hours and 17 minutes. 2-2 pitch. Down and in for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a tie game in Fargo. Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks and Sioux City Explorers are in the top of the 10th, and they're tied at 2. Let's go see about the College World Series, what's going on there. A couple of deaths in the sport world last night / early this morning. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, second strikeout of the ball game for Mesa, and the second strikeout of the inning for Guerrero. 2 away here in the 7th, runners on the corners, and Sergio Leon to the plate.
Now batting number 4, the second baseman.
You got in the College World Series, Coastal Carolina against University of Arizona. Pitch up high for a ball. Lemurs bench coach not Ben Moore, but Mike Meyer, an alumni of University of Arizona. There's a pickoff move to first. Back, though, in time was the runner, Johnson. And right now, Coastal Carolina top of the 8th with a lead, 3-2 over Arizona. Arizona won game 1 yesterday. I believe the score was 3-0. The pitch, swing, and a hard-hit ball high in the air to deep left. Running back and giving up on it is Castro, and there's a 3-run home run off the bat of Sergio Leon. As he smashed that ball to left field, Blasters now trailing 9-4. Giving the Blasters fans something to cheer about.
Blaster fans, we can do better than that. Let's crank up the noise.
So the base is now empty, and Charlie Valerio switching catcher to the plate.
And let's welcome up your catcher, number 15, Charlie Valerio.
Charlie Valerio to the plate. No home runs hit for Coastal Carolina today. Pitch to Valerio up high for a ball. Coastal Carolina, a big home run team. Couple of doubles, though. Want to know the count. The pitch from Guerrero, low for a ball, and the count 2-0. Those two teams both kind of a Cinderella story. Of course, Coastal, the mid-major team. University of Arizona, big school there in the Pac-12. But they weren't really expected to go very far. 2-0 pitch. Mitch called it a strike, 2-1. But they made it all the way to the championship. In fact, no ACC teams, no SEC teams. The perennial champions swinging a ground ball foul left side. SEC teams had won a bunch in a row, and then it was Vanderbilt won last year. I think University of maybe Virginia won. Virginia has won a couple, I think, in the last few years. Vanderbilt was in it. Maybe it was Vanderbilt versus Virginia. That's what it was. 2-2 count. Here to Valerio. Pitch swung on and fouled off of himself. And it's a foul. 2-2. Let me pull up the College World Series history. Now you had Vanderbilt beating Virginia last year. And then you had a Pac-12 team beating Mississippi State in 2013. Pitch swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the end of the inning. 3 strikeouts for Harold Guerrero, but he gives up a 3-run home run as well. We go on to the top of the 8th. Lemurs leading 9-4 over the Blasters.
Hey fans, the Joplin Blasters would like to thank Mercy's team physician, Dr. Russ Kennedy, for providing sports medicine services.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
my personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit.
All right, top of the 8th, Lemurs to the plate. Jason Zardowski still on the hill for the Joplin Blasters. And I have to correct myself. The numbers I was looking at were a little bit off about College World Series. Not the scores, but the history of it. To the plate, J.D. Pulfer taking a strike, 0-1. Lemurs plated 4 runs last inning. They lead by a score of 9-4 over the Joplin Blasters. But last year, Virginia, I had my Virginias and my Vanderbilts right. Virginia beat Vanderbilt last year, although I said it the other way. 2014, Vanderbilt beat Virginia. Pitch fouled away. So you had the same matchups back-to-back years and different winners each year. And then in 2013, you had UCLA beating Mississippi State. Arizona won it in 2012 over South Carolina. South Carolina had won 2 in a row previous to that over Florida and UCLA. LSU won in 2009 over Texas. You pretty much have an ACC or an SEC team in it every single year. 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3. Pulfer goes down looking. Takes his time getting out of the box. We'll get him next time, JD.
Now batting the left fielder, number 18, Leandro Castro.
Leandro Castro to the plate. Castro today 2 for 3 with a walk in the ball game. The pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. 0-1. Zardowski showing off the accuracy here today. And the pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. In fact, if you notice, it was pretty much 8 SEC teams in those championship games every year for a bunch of years in a row. Not winning all of them, though. 0-2, the count to Castro. Zardowski coming set out there on the hill, 1 out in the inning here in the top of the 8th. The pitch, swing and a miss. Castro chasing a pitch way out of the zone. And they'll throw to first as that pitch was in the dirt. And the put-out completed. And for Zardowski, he struck out 3 straight batters going back to Dennis Phipps last inning. To the plate, Abel Nieves. Nieves today 1 for 4 in the ball game. Lemurs with the lead here in command. The pitch. Nieves taking outside for a ball, 1-0. Lemurs with 11 hits in the game. Joplin Blasters with 7. Zardowski from the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Nieves taking a called strike, and the count now 1-1. Crowd has thinned out a bit with the game getting more out of hand, although that home run last inning helped keep it somewhat close. Pitch called a strike, and it's 1-2. A bunch of people have moved down to those lower seats. 1-2 the count here to Nieves. Swinging a grounder back behind the plate, and it's foul. 1-2 still. Let's go back and see if Sioux City or Fargo has broken that tie. Nope, they're in the top of the 11th now, and Wichita's final, they did beat Texas today. Zardowski with the kick and fire, 1-2 pitch, swing and a broken back ground ball through the legs of Zardowski. It was back to the mound, and it took a bad hop, maybe tipped off his glove or the side of his leg all the way.
Now to bat at the first baseman, number 32, Jesus Poso. Fans Poso strikes out at his 50%
be
of
another-
items in the merchandise store for 15 minutes.
Be a hit. Val Nieves with his second hit of the ball game. Here with 2 outs in the inning. Zardowski kicks and fires. The first pitch to the batter, Jesus Poso, called a strike. Poso, 2 for 4 today, 2 singles. Nieves taking the lead. Zardowski with the pitch. Poso swing, ground one left side, through the hole on the left side of the infield. Nieves is going to pull up at second base. And there's now runners on first and second. And Jimmy Norris to the plate. 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, and an RBI. A run scored as well.
Now batting the shortstop, number
Norris
14, Jimmy Norris.
Had a hit yesterday, was 1 for 3 in the ball game with a double and a run scored. So in his first 6 official at-bats, he is 2 for 6 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Throw a walk in there in his 7th plate appearance. 1-0 as the pitch was down and away. Not a bad way to start your pro career. Norris playing shortstop today for the Lemurs. Runners getting their leads over there on the base paths. In the 1-0 pitch, Norris taking on the outside corner, a called strike, and it's 1-1. Nieves at first, or Nieves at second, Poso at first. A hit by Poso, the 13th of the ball game for the Lemurs, as he and Nieves each singled this inning with 2 outs. After Zardowski struck out the first 2 batters and had 3 Ks in a row going back to last inning. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Zardowski ahead of Norris here. A pair of rookies there battling away. And pretty much complete opposites in the height department. 1-2 pitch, down and away for a ball. Norris 5'6", Zardowski 6'5". Almost a foot in height and difference, plus you put Zardowski on a hill. Pitch 2 balls and 2 strikes. Although that just means Norris is a smaller strike zone to throw to. We've seen Zardowski struggle at times with his command. Tonight he's been pretty accurate, though. No walks yet. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Norris here. Runners a little bit off their bags. And the break-even pitch, Norris taking down and away. Count now full, 3-2. Fans, they want them to get loud here. Aren't very spirited at this point in the ball game. Zardowski from the stretch, kicks and delivers, payoff pitch, runners moving, and Norris hits one in the air to the left pretty well, but Johnson playing it well, only has to back up a few steps to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. And we go on to the bottom of the 8th, Lemurs leading 9-4 over the Blasters.
Their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Kamakani Usui in the pitch for the Lemurs here in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th, Luis Terrero, Gerardo Valentin, and Willie Cabrera to the plate for the Joplin Blasters. Lemurs leading 9-4 over the Blasters. Infield shifted for Terrero, the right-hander, to pull the ball. Usui, the right-hander on the mound for the Lemurs this season. Best ERA out of the bullpen for Laredo. 17 appearances, 16 innings pitched. A 1.69 ERA and a 1-1 record. The first pitch from Usui, swinging a ground ball by Terrero down the third baseline, but foul, 0-1. Usui, 6 foot, 195. Threw an inning against Sioux City 2 days ago. In that extra inning ball game, gave up a hit and a walk, but didn't allow a run. He did allow a run 2 outings ago on 1 hit, 1 walk, without recording an out against Wichita in the 3-1 victory over the Wingnuts. Usui kicks some fires, pitch called a strike, and the count now 0-2. Usui's leg kick pretty high, but apparently it used to be higher. Terrero digging in, a veteran. He played in the big leagues for 5 years. 0-2 the count, and the pitch from Usui. Swing, ground ball, this time fair down the third baseline. Grabbed by Valera. He'll throw to first on the money to Poso, and there's 1 away. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, so still another inning to go here in Joplin. For the Lemurs, they will have the top of the order due up one more time. Geraldo Valentin to the plate. In fact, a former teammate of Usui's. They were in Amarillo for a little while together last year. Usui, though, wasn't there long. Pitched low for a ball, 1-0. Usui went to Vanguard University. Usui from the stretch, firing away. The 1-0 pitch popped up on the infield. Usui pointing. It'll be Poso right along the first baseline in foul territory, making the catch. And quickly 2 away. To the plate, Willie Cabrera. Usui actually went to Vanguard for a year in 2013. Before that, Cal State Los Angeles. And then before that, Santa Rosa Junior College. Two away, no one on here in the bottom of the 8th. 9-4 the score, Lemurs leading. Usui, though, was in the Blue Jays organization at one point. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Back in 2013 as well as in 2014. Made it up to High Dunedin for a couple of games in 2014. Florida State League. Pitched 14 games last year, 3 with Amarillo, 11 with Schaumburg in the Frontier League. 0-1 the count. Usui along the first base side of the rubber. Calls time, and he motions with the glove for Chavez to come out there and talk to him. But definitely having his best year of his career. Last year, he had an ERA of 5.73 in Schaumburg in his 11 games, and an ERA of a 10.38 in just 3 games, though, with Amarillo. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back towards the screen. 0-2. Facing off here against the 3 best hitters in the, well, 3 of the best hitters in the Joplin Blasters lineup. This team actually a pretty good hitting team. You have guys like Oscar Mesa, Mitch Glasser at the top of the order, who are excellent contact hitters. Charlie Valerio, pretty solid hitter overall. Luis Toretto, a former big leaguer, can definitely swing the bat. Gerardo Valentin, Willie Cabrera, veterans here of the American Association, have proven their abilities to hit over the last number of years. Pitch in the dirt. 1-2 now the count. So certainly they are capable hitters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So that don't really know a whole lot about Edwin Gomez, who left the game early with an injury, but he was 2 for 2 in the game, showing he can certainly swing the bat a little bit. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncer to the left side towards the hole between the second baseman and the shortstop. They're playing for Willie Cabrera to pull it, and he still hits it through the shift for a 2-out single. Kai Arell at the plate. His second time up today.
Blaster fans, let's amp up the noise for your first baseman, number 9, Kai Arell.
From the stretch, Usui against the lefty Kai Arell. The pitch called the strike, 0-1. Arell actually listed as a righty, so maybe he's actually a pinch hitter. And the 0-1 pitch, Arell taking down and in for a ball. Arell actually here online listed as a left-handed batter, a right-handed pitcher, so not sure why on their roster he's listed as a left-handed batter. And the 1-1 down and in. Count now 2-1. As I mentioned, played in the American Association last year, but just for 1 at bat with Joplin. Back in 2014 in the Pecos League, 361 average, 31 RBIs, and 4 home runs. The pitch called a strike, and the count now 2-2 to Arell. From Overland Park, Kansas, 6 foot, 205 pounds. Went to North Central College as well as Lincoln University. Listed online as an outfielder, playing first base today, though. Time called by Arell. He'll step out of the box. He has those pant legs pulled up, showing off the black socks. In fact, I think he might have his socks tucked into the pant legs. Those look very tight and clean. The edge there. 2-2 the count. And the pitch from Usui. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Arell goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. And we go on to the top of the 9th. Lemurs leading 9-4 over the Blasters.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts: personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering, L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology.
Leading off the inning for the Lemurs, it's the top of the order, Drew Martinez against Jason Zardowski, the former Lemur, on for another inning of work. The pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Lemurs have been seeing a few of their former teammates here in the last couple of days. I saw Matt Coach over in Sioux City, although we won't see him again unless we meet in the playoffs. Pitch 1-0 to Martinez. The pitch swung on and fouled away, out of play. Well, that's provided Coach stays with Sioux City the rest of the year, but Lemurs will not see Sioux City again this season, like I said, unless it is in the playoffs. One ball, one strike. The pitch from Zardowski to Martinez. Taken for a called strike, 1-2. One ball, two strikes, the count. And the pitch taken down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 9th inning. Lemurs up 9-4. Not like they need any insurance runs. Looks like someone throwing in the bullpen for Laredo. Pitch off the plate away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Martinez. Today, Martinez, he has walked once. He has 1 hit in 4 at-bats. He reached on an error as well, and he's scored twice. Zardowski from the stretch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch. Swung on and line to left. There's a base knock for Martinez here in the 9th inning. His second hit of the ball game. And the 4th time he has reached in the ball game. So Martinez seeing that on-base percentage as well as the batting average creep up. He is now 2 for 5 in the ball game, reaching 4 times. Cesar Valera to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Also an RBI in the ball game for Valera. Walked his last time up in the 7th. The pitch from Zardowski, right down the middle, called a strike 0-1. Lemurs with 14 hits in the ball game. 8 for the Blasters. 9-4 the score. On deck, Zane Chavez. Zardowski fires away the 0-1 on the outside corner, a called strike, and it's 0-2. We started this game at 7:05. It's now 10:29, so we're going to be playing at least a 3.5-hour ball game today. Lemurs leading by 5 right now. They've been in the lead the whole game. Laredo scoring a run in the 1st, another run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, and then 2 runs in the 5th. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Count stays 0-2. Blasters finally got on the board in the 5th inning. Lemurs added 4 runs in the 7th, and Joplin with 3 in the 7th. And we're here in the 9th. That's how we got here. 0-2 the count here to Valera. He's a plate for the 6th time tonight, 6th time through the order for the Lemurs. Zardowski, the 0-2 pitch, swing and a foul away off the screen again. And the count still 0-2. Let's take another peek in at the College World Series. Bottom of the 8th inning. Arizona's put a run up here in the 8th. It's a 5-3 ball game. And the pitch, Zardowski fires away. There's a ground ball through the left side. Back-to-back singles by Martinez and Valera, both going to the left side. For Martinez, he went the opposite way with it to the left side, and for Valera, he pulls it through the left side.
Now batting the catcher, number 9, Zane Chavez.
In fact, Arizona's just scored that run. They're still at the plate. Trying to make the comeback. Coastal had 3 runs in the top of the 8th. Swinging a fly ball in the air, shallow center. Coming in is Mesa, and as well as Johnson, as it was a little bit left of center. And Johnson, the left fielder, will make the catch. Chavez retired. Chavez now 1 for 5 in the ball game with a walk and a run scored. He also has an RBI.
You're always in good hands, Loretta Bailey, at all stages.
1 away. Dennis Phipps to the plate. Phipps with 1 hit tonight. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. So 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts as well. Last time he faced Zardowski, he struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch. Phipps with a couple of giant swings against Zardowski, trying to hit one out. And Zardowski firing away. Phipps taking on the outside corner, and it's called strike 0-1. Still a handful of fans hanging around here in the late innings of the ball game. Of this, well, high-scoring game for the Lemurs. 0-1 the count to Phipps. Zardowski firing. Phipps swinging and missing. 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Phipps. Waiting on deck, J.D. Pulfer. Zardowski, 0-2 delivery. Phipps taking low in the dirt. It'll bounce off Valerio and roll towards the on-deck circle along the third base side. All runners will advance. On the wild pitch. Martinez at third, Valera at second. 1-2 the count here to Phipps. So 2 men in scoring position. Chance to drive in a couple of runs with the base knock. Infield in on the grass, except for at third base. He's back a little bit. A check swing, they'll appeal and say he didn't go. Pitch was low, and the count 2-2 now. Outfield bleachers today, pretty empty. They have bleachers out in the left field. Those are usually the last to fill up anyways here in Joplin. 2-2 the count. Zardowski from the stretch. Kicks, delivers, 2-2 pitch. Phipps taking low in the dirt. And the count now full, 3-2. Nine to 4 the score, in case you forgot. And of course, it's up there on the screen if you're watching online. If you're just on our audio-only stream, then you can't see it. 9-4, 3-2 count. First base is open with runners on second and third. 1 away in the top of the 9th. Lemurs have been in command pretty much all night, as the lead has slowly increased. Pitch, ball 4, back to the screen. No one advancing. Base is now loaded. J.D. Pulfer at the plate. Base is juiced. Pulfer today, 1 for 4. Actually, 1 for 5.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10, J.D. Pulfer. Only 3 batters have not walked today.
those being Pulfer, and then Nieves and Poso. But Nieves and Poso has 3 hits in the game, Nieves with 2 hits in the game. So 6 of the 9 batters have walked today. In fact, 2 of them also been hit by a pitch. The pitch, Pulfer taking outside for a called strike. So a total of, including the hit by pitches, 8 free passes issued by the pitching staff. Sorry, 9. That last walk of Phipps. I wasn't even counting that. So 7 walks total. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Count 0-2. 0-2. Bases loaded. Phipps at first. Valera at second. Martinez at third. Lemurs can add to their lead here with just 1 out in the inning in the top of the 9th. Zardowski from the stretch. Comes set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Pulfer taking in the dirt, blocked by Valerio. Rolls up the first baseline a bit, but no one moving. And the count 1-2. Fans clapping and stopping here at the ballpark. 1-2. The count to Pulfer. Zardowski from the stretch. Kicks, and the 1-2 on the outside corner. Pulfer goes down looking, and back-to-back at-bats against Zardowski. Zardowski now with 5 strikeouts tonight. No, 4, I can count. There we go. I was seeing things. To the plate, Leandro Castro, bases loaded, 2 outs. And look at that, Arizona inching closer. Top of the 9th now, 5-4. Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers leading the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona with 2 runs there in the 8th inning. It is an elimination game, or a clinching game for the Chanticleer, or for the Wildcats. Chanticleers, it's an elimination game for them, clinching game for Arizona. 0-1 the count now after that swing and miss by Castro. Arizona wins. They win the whole kit and caboodle. 0-1 the count. Zardowski on the hill against Castro. Base is still loaded. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Castro with these wild swings against Zardowski, who has kind of a 3/4 arm slot. And when he's been accurate, it's been tough to hit a little bit here for the Lemurs today. Haven't been able to find it that easily. Obviously, with his 4 strikeouts already, he has given up a few hits. 0-2 the count. And the pitch in the dirt outside, but whenever he gets that outside, that sweeping motion against the right-handers that starts inside, goes outside, those are the ones they've been watching go by and can't believe find the zone. 1-2 the count, as was the case with Pulfer each time that he struck out looking. 1-2 the count. The pitch to Castro, swinging a foul to the screen, and the count 1-2. You see Castro kind of swinging a little aggressively, chasing some pitches that are outside. One and 2 the count. Zardowski kicks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3, tag applied, and that'll end the inning. Zardowski gets out of a bases loaded, 1-out jam, and we go to the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Blasters tonight. 9-4, Lemurs leading the Blasters.
Trained professionals with over 30 years of service to the community. Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know?
Corey Morales at the plate, bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Joplin Blasters here against the Laredo Lemurs. On the mound, it's the closer, Jeff Inman. In a 5-run ball game, Inman coming in to get the final 3 outs. First pitch, called a strike, 0-1. The batter, well, it's Corey Morales, followed by Axel Johnson and Oscar Mesa, the 8-9-1 batters. On the year for Inman, he's been excellent for the Lemurs, as he is 2-1 with a 1.74 ERA, 7 saves on the year, 17 appearances. This not a save opportunity, as the Lemurs lead by 5. The pitch on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-2. Inman into pitch, the 0-2. Swinging a fly ball in the air, shallow right, but coming in, no trouble with it. Phipps makes the catch. One away. Inman last pitched 2 days ago on June 26th against Sioux City. He threw 2 innings. And there's now 1 out in the inning. Threw 2 innings, shutout baseball, gave up 2 hits, also struck out 2 in that extra inning loss to the Explorers. It had been 2 days prior to that since he had last pitch. In fact, since June 20th, in the last 8 days, he's only pitched 3 times. It's been once every 2 days, the 20th, 22nd, 24th, 28th, and here on the 26th and 28th. First pitch fouled up off the very top of the screen right in front of us. All the people next to me flinched. They got scared. Up here in the press box. 0-1 the count here to Axel Johnson. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. The pitch, Inman delivers, swing, ground ball towards second, moving to his left. Fielding it is Pulfer. 1 away, or 2 away now as he throws over to first. And there's now 2 outs in the inning, no one on. Top of the order, Oscar Mesa. 5-run ball game, Lemurs leading 9-4.
Center fielder number 6, Oscar Mesa.
Mesa today 0 for 4, a pair of strikeouts. Digs in, switch hitting center fielder, batting from the left side. Last time he was batting on the right side against Harold Guerrero. Pitch fouled away to the left and out of play. 0-1. 0-1 the count. Inman peering in, gets the sign from Chavez. Sets, delivers the 0-1. Inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. For the Lemurs, this will end, should they manage to hold on, not allow 5 runs here with 2 outs and no one on. This will end their 2-game losing skid. 1-1 pitch, swing, pop up, on the infield. Left side, Valera Chavez tracking it. Foul territory. It's Valera, the third baseman. He will fall over and hold on to it, making the catch and ending the ball game. That'll do it here. 3 up, 3 down, ninth. We go to the postgame show. Lemurs win 9-4 over the Joplin Blasters here in Game 1 of this 3-game series at Joe Becker Stadium in Joplin, Missouri.
Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties.
All right, Lemurs win today by a score of 9-4. Game 1 of this 3-game series against the Joplin Blasters. Take a look at how the game unfolded here tonight. Lemurs striking first, putting a run up in the first inning. Drew Martinez reached on an infield error, actually got all the way to second base on the air. Followed by Cesar Valera, hit by a pitch. Zane Chavez would reach on a fielder's choice. Valera was put out at second base, and there were runners on the corners. Dennis Phipps would be hit by a pitch, and then J.D. Pulfer would ground out. The ball would hit off the glove of the pitcher, Josh Hodges, and then be fielded by the shortstop, Morales. And the only play he had was at first base, and a run would score. Lemurs were up 1-0. That's all they would get there in the first, but they had a lead. Bottom of the first, Barrett Laux on the mound for the Lemurs. Boy, it seems like forever ago that we last saw Laux out here, and he threw 6 innings tonight. This game dragging along at a snail's pace tonight. But Laux 3 up, 3 down in the first inning against the Joplin Blasters, as he was excellent once more again tonight for the Lemurs. Then in the bottom of the second, or top of the second, Lemurs wouldn't score. They go 3 up, 3 down. Laux would actually get the bases loaded against him with 1 out in the second, but would work through it and around it and not give up any runs. Lemurs would play another run in the third. And after leadoff singles by Martinez, followed by a single by Valera, he'd actually drive in Martinez after he reached on advanced on a couple of wild pitches all the way to third. And then Valera would drive him in with a single. And it was a 2-0 ball game after 3. Nothing doing in the third inning, another 3 up, 3 down inning for Laux. We go on to the fourth. And the Lemurs would play another run. A leadoff double by Leandro Castro. He'd be driven in later on a single by Jesus Pozo. Actually, yes, on a single by Jesus Pozo. And the Lemurs would have would score a run there. So up 3-0 after 4. Going into the fifth, Laredo would again score a couple more runs. Zane Chavez, Dennis Phipps would start off the inning with walks each. J.D. Pulfer would single. And then Leandro Castro would single. A run would come across, and then a balk would happen. Well, and another run would come across due to the balk. And the Lemurs were up after the fifth inning. They would score 2 more runs, and they were up after the top of the fifth, 5-0. The Blasters would score a run in the fifth. They get a leadoff double by Edwin Gomez. He'd later score on an RBI single by Axel Johnson, and it was 5-1. Laredo wouldn't score in the sixth, neither would Joplin, but in the seventh inning, the Lemurs would plate 4 runs, sending a total of 10 batters to the plate, as they had, with 2 outs, no one on, but Leandro Castro walked, Nieves singled, Pozo singled, another single by Jimmy Norris. He would drive in a run, a couple more walks, and another single later by Zane Chavez. with an RBI, and look at that, 4 runs across the plate. He also had a wild pitch driving or bringing a run on home, as Poso scored on a wild pitch there in the 7th. Although the Blasters would score 3 in the 7th as well. Well, I say as well, to try to battle back and contend with those 4 runs the Lemurs scored. Harold Guerrero would give up a 3-run, 2-out home run to Sergio Leon, the first home run of his pro career, as he came in the ball game after Mitch Glasser got hit by a pitch in the hands. They called it a foul ball, and he had to exit the ball game because he had hurt his hand too bad to swing the bat and continue his at-bat. So Leon hit the home run, 3-run shot in the 7th, which kept this game somewhat close, as it was a 9-4 final. Neither team would score in the 8th or the 9th. Lemurs would get some base runners against Jason Zardowski in each of the 8th and 9th innings, but nothing doing. They wouldn't play any runs, and Laredo will win 9-4. Getting the win tonight, starting pitcher Barrett Laux. The loss goes to Josh Hodges. No one gets a decision, or no one gets a save tonight. It was not a save situation, although coming into pitch tonight for the Lemurs was the closer, Jeff Inman, later on in the ball game. So the Lemurs did have their closer pitch tonight, but no save for Inman. He stays with 7 on the year. Take a look at your final lines for your pitchers tonight. For starter Barrett Laux for the Lemurs, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Nice night for him. Harold Guerrero, an inning pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Also had 3 strikeouts in his inning of work. Kamakani Usui faced 4 batters, had a strikeout, gave up 1 hit. Jeff Inman, 3 up, 3 down in the 9th inning for him. No strikeouts on the mound. For the Joplin Blasters, they had Josh Hodges go and start the ball game. 4 innings pitched. He would give up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. And he'd actually go into the 5th, but he wouldn't record any outs in the 5th inning. In fact, all those runs in the 5th would be charged to him. Nate Carter would throw 2 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Carter was actually excellent for his first 2 innings. In fact, he at one point had 8 straight batters retired until he got into trouble there in the 7th inning with 2 outs and no one on and allowed 4 runs. Jason Zardowski threw 2 1/3 of shutout baseball. He would give up 5 hits and a walk, but he'd also strike out 5 batters, the former Lemur pitcher. At the plate for the Lemurs tonight, Drew Martinez, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, as well as a walk. Dennis Phipps was 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a run scored. Cesar Valera, 2 for 4, an RBI and a walk. Zane Chavez had a hit, a run, and an RBI, as well as a walk in the game. Leandro Castro, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 1 run batted in, 1 walk tonight. 2 for 5 night for Abel Nieves. A 3 for 5 night for Jesus Poso. He had 2 runs batted in and a run scored. Jimmy Norris, 1 for 4, a run, an RBI, and a walk. And, of course, can't forget J.D. Pulfer, 1 for 6 tonight with a run batted in. So everyone getting hits in the Lemurs lineup tonight, and all but a couple of players scoring runs for the Lemurs as they won by a score of 9-4 over the Joplin Blasters. Let's take a look around the finals in the American Association. There was a game still going on. Let's see if they are now. Yep. Bottom of the 13th, Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks at home against the Sioux City Explorers. They are tied at 2. So Sioux City played 12 against Laredo on Sunday, playing 13 at least here tonight against Fargo-Moorhead. Final in Lincoln, the Lincoln Salt Dogs falling at home against the Kansas City T-Bones 6-1. Over in Wichita, the Wingnuts winning the battle of the other 2 South Division teams 6-2 over the Texas Airhogs. Over in Gary, the Gary South Shore Railcats, or in Winnipeg, Gary South Shore Railcats winning 8-1 over the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And in St. Paul, the Saints falling 9-4 to the visiting Sioux Falls Canaries. With the win, the Lemurs now improved to 21-17. They are still a game and a half back of the Wichita Wingnuts, who also won tonight. And the Joplin Blasters dropped to 14-23, and they are now 8 games out of first place in the South Division, as Wichita also, like I said, they won tonight. So they fall back behind Wichita another game, as well as behind the Lemurs another game. Tomorrow, don't know who's pitching for the Lemurs, as that has to be announced. But for the Joplin Blasters, they'll be throwing Noel Arguelles, the left-hander, 6'4", veteran, who pitched with Northwest Arkansas previously. Northwest Arkansas, I believe, are the Travelers. But the Lemurs tomorrow, 7:05, first pitch here for Game 2 of the series against the Joplin Blasters. I'll be bringing you all the coverage here. Post-game show, hopefully starting around 6:45. Had some issues today with the post-game show starting on time. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get it going at the right time as the Lemurs look to clinch the series here. It's a 3-game series, so if you win the first 2 games, you win the series, and then go for a sweep on the third day, which hopefully the Lemurs will be able to do that as well. And tune in then. I'm James Nasser signing off. Have a great night, everybody, and go Lemurs.